Hey everyone, and welcome to the Earn 5-Star Podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Voles, site manager, emperor, supreme warlord, and defender of the faith over at onefootdown.com. And joining me once again is the Commissioner Jude Seymour and the Chief Inspector Brendan McAlinden, with special West Coast guest Greg Flamand from Irish Sports Daily. What's up, fellas?
Yay, Greg! Welcome, Greg.
So
a little video party.
Listen. Brendan is the troll master. Okay, so I watched your show last week, and I look at this intro, and this man put my face on a milk carton. And
hey, guess who asked? Hey, who the hell's that on the milk carton?
And I said, I knew exactly what it was. I said, God damn it, this guy. So it absolutely worked. I immediately was like, all right, I'm coming on. Like, I'm telling my wife, I don't care. I'm keeping my voice down. She can hear me, but
because you didn't tell your wife you didn't care.
I told my wife, I said, I gotta do it. We're staying up late. The kids got to put themselves to bed. I got to come on the show. He put me on a milk carton.
Full transparency, I knew exactly what I was doing.
I know you did.
And here's the thing: is I know what kind of coaching you're receptive to. And like, if you would have played under a Brian Kelly, you would have been the type of player that he would have said mean things about you to the press in order to motivate you to get the most out of you. I know what kind of coaching that you need, and I knew it could do it. So.
Hey guys, something happened today that I wanted to make sure I shared right away. Like, I think things are getting better in the world. So 6 months ago or whatever, I went to Steak and Shake, right? Get me a Frisco melt. That's the baby, right? That's why you go to Steak and Shake, is for that Frisco melt. I get it. I get in the car. I go to put it in my mouth, and it's Texas toast for the bread. Like, it's a really thick bread. And I'm like, do they think this is an upgrade? Like, it takes away from the flavoring layers of the Frisco melt. Like, this kind of sucks. I'm like, all right, maybe it's just a one-off. Maybe a couple months, maybe a month or so later, go back in, and they're like almost right at close. And I asked the dude, I said, get a Frisco melt. I asked him, I said, hey, what's up with that bread? What size is that? Let me take a look. And he showed me, and it was the same thing. I'm like, what the hell's going on? He's like, oh, it's been like this for as long as I can remember. I was like, how old are you? Like 3? I'm like, no, dude. I'm like, it was thinner. But he did throw some bacon on it for me for my troubles for free. So that was nice. So I'm stopping around the world thinking that my Frisco melt days at Steak and Shake are over. Well, today I'm in Fort Wayne. I'm over that way. It's lunchtime. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stop in. I'm not just going to go take it. I'm just going to go in and sit down. Go in, order up a Frisco melt, throw that bacon on it too, because that was pretty delicious. I'm not a big throw bacon on everything guy. But anyways, get it? The bread is back. The normal bread is back. Deliciousness, layered deliciousness, perfectly. Steak and Shake Frisco melt. The world is healing.
Nature's healing. Yeah. I mean,
I had to explain. I mean, I had been bitching about this bread to anyone that will listen for months. And we have not been podcasting. So who am I going to
screaming into the void? Yeah.
I am screaming into the void. So now everybody has to hear me bitch about it, but Steak and Shake, to their credit, brought that baby back. We're good now. So
you would not enjoy then a Pamanti Brothers sandwich then, because they put that on the largest, thickest possible bread.
It's the thickest possible bread you could possibly
see.
I mean, it needs to be.
But I'm okay with that.
Fries.
Yeah, I'm okay with certain sandwiches having thick bread, but with the melts, any kind of melt sandwich, the whole point is the layering of the meat and the cheese and the sauce and all that in there. The bread is just a delivery device. Should not be part of the overall taste. You put too much bread in there.
Your sandwich needs to be running a dime then.
Yeah, whatever. But no, I'm cool with thick bread on sandwiches. Just about.
It's funny, Josh, because when stuff like that happens to me, I always run to Reddit to see if other people are experiencing the same thing, so that I can build up my outrage, whether or not other people are noticing the same thing that I'm noticing. And it's usually with the Red Bull flavors, like either like, are you seeing them still? Like, is it discontinued and stuff like that? Because I start panicking as soon as I don't see the flavors that I'm looking for at one rest stop, and then if it becomes two, it's like a full blown thing. It was like
a toll road.
Yeah, is it possible my flavors are gone? So I always run to Reddit. So,
dude,
tangent to the bread,
we stopped at a gas station in Kentucky on our way down to Florida this summer, and they still had winter flavor in their thing in their shelves there. Whatever. What the hell was that?
Is that ice vanilla berry?
No, it was that was the winter flavor before.
You're the spice, the Fuji apple spice.
Yes.
Was it?
No.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, maybe it was a Fuji apple, but they had the spring. I mean, we're talking. This is July, and they still had the cherry from spring in there, and then they had the
cherry Sakura.
Yeah, they had the winter right next to that. So I took like I don't know 5-6 of those cherry ones. Those are my favorites. Like I'm not gonna find these anywhere else, so grabbed all those. But I was like, man, I can't believe they still have fucking winter here. But then you look around and you realize, like, I don't know how many times anyone's stopping at this particular gas station in Kentucky. Anyways,
no, did you hear a distant banjo?
It's basically like a hillbilly bodega. You know what I mean?
No.
It's funny. I like the cherry, but the cherry it's for the people who are like Red Bull tastes like medicine to me. You can't beat the allegations when you put out cherry Sakura. Like that was the close. It was the closest to tasting like Dimetapp than I think that any flavor that they put out.
I mean, people may or may not have took medicine and mixed it with Sprite in college, and it may or may not have been good.
I think rappers were whole songs about that, right?
Robo drank,
so.
Before we lose bread, though, and we have Greg here, I would like to thank Greg for changing my life.
I think.
First of all, whatever this is, you're welcome.
Because I already did. I'd not had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in my life until I was like 40.
Ridiculous, insane
now. But. I would buy the kids raspberry because I'm of the understanding that raspberry is the best jam that you can have. But like, I don't know, when I said this, Greg was like, well, I put it on Killer Dave's
Killer Bread. I thought you were going to say that because every time I pass by Dave's Killer Bread, I think of Greg there's a strong association.
What the hell is what the hell is Dave's Killer Bread?
Dave's Killer Bread.
Talking about what does that eat? What
this white bread? It's better than it's white bread that is very not white. But I mean, I toast it and I put peanut butter and jelly on it, and it's like the most amazing thing I've ever had.
Yeah.
Dave's Killer Bread.
I can't believe you haven't heard of Dave's Killer Bread. It's like everywhere.
I'm writing this down.
It's honestly, it is so good.
And
if you're one of these people who is like, you're watching your calories, you can get like the really thin ones, like 70 calories per. You get whole grains.
There's ancient grains in there, man.
Now, ancient grains, you get 7 grain. It's
is that Killer ER or Killa AH?
Oh, it's Killer ER.
ER.
Yeah.
And you guys are rolling with the hard ERs.
They've got bagels.
They got bagels.
Josh,
they got bagels. They have English muffins. They got a whole. They got a whole.
I don't think this is available in my neck of the woods.
It is.
Oh my god!
It's totally what.
You go to Meijer. It's there. Promise you.
I was gonna say Myers, but even past Meijer, I've seen it at Target. I've seen it in Walmart. Like it feels like it's everywhere now.
But baked goods can be like not just because it's in Meijer in Ann Arbor doesn't mean it's in Meijer in Fort Wayne.
Well, I mean, it was at the Giant Eagle in Pittsburgh on Sunday when we went to Giant Eagle in Pittsburgh. So, I mean, it's in Pittsburgh. It's in Ann Arbor.
Well, so here's the thing.
York.
I'm gonna look for this now, and when I can't find it, I'm gonna curse all of you because I'm gonna be like, how do I live without eating the Dave's Killer Bread?
I'll bring you if we're allowed a second seat. I will bring you a loaf.
Well, first of all, as long as we're talking about sandwiches, let's shout out Carter Carl's of the Texas A&M beat. Former South Bend Tribune.
Also,
blew the lid on Brian.
Chased out of the city by wasps.
Not only that, this is the 3-year anniversary of his engagement because it came up in my time hop because I screenshot it and sent it to you guys. So look at that. Look at that timeliness.
Speak of the devil. I met Carter at the A&M game last year.
Yeah, how's he doing? Was he wasn't wearing his Cheez-It jacket?
I tell you, he was not wearing his Cheez-It jacket.
And I gave him some shit for that too. And I got some weird looks from other people around us. I
tell you what, man, he was
other than like, dude, where the hell's the jacket at? And people are kind of giving me a shit look. I'm like, what else am I going to talk about?
He was doing just fine, especially afterwards. You know, those A&M beat guys were just so happily typing on their little things, and I'm over there like dying. Like I'm literally like, these are my final moments. Like as I'm typing up, I'm finishing up my game report, and it's like those guys are just like,
I remember walking.
Like, man, get out of here.
We missed something on the way down to the field. Something happened.
No, you know what we missed?
We missed the
extra
point.
touchdown.
We missed the
extra point.
But we missed the kick return for touchdown too.
Yes, we did. Yes. No.
So we missed. So
we were leaving because I was like, "Are we gonna go?" Because Love scored with like 2:53 left in the fourth. I remember because I was like, "Are we gonna go down there or what?" Like this finish is about to be insane. We're walking out, and after Love scored, and we heard just like a bunch of groans, and I'm like, "What is upset?" And I'm like, I'm as I look at the field, Buckner is like rolling left and throwing incomplete, and I'm like, "What is going on here?
Why is Buckner throwing?"
Right.
And you're thinking to yourself,
Buckner up?
And you literally have that thought, like, "Well, they just lost the game,
Right?
Like they literally just lost because he's gonna." Like they're going to score a touchdown and kick an extra point. They're going to beat us. We go down in the elevator, and you just hear like,
boom,
people are going crazy, and it's like, what's going on? And then you hear Notre Dame cheering, and you're looking up at the screen as we're going down, and it's like there's a flag on the play. I'm like, they've returned a kickoff for a touchdown. Like, what is going on here? What is happening?
Right, but you're right though. There was a flag on the play on A&M.
Yes,
right? Yeah.
Holding.
So like. The stomach and heartstrings are just getting.
That would have been better, by the way.
It would have been 100% better.
100%
better if they had just returned that kickoff for a touchdown.
Man, that Texas A&M game.
That was not cool.
You know,
that was
Brendan, you know what that reminded me of, and it's kind of funny because
you know what, guys,
is that fucking Toledo game?
Oh yeah, DeQuan Finn.
Yeah. Thank God for DeQuan Finn. But that's kind of what the end of the A&M game reminded me of. And I'd rather think of that as the ending rather than the Ohio State game ending. When Oak is like admonishing me for giving a too many fuck yeahs, like thinking we had this baby in the bag, and then DJ Brown drops an interception.
Yeah.
I don't know how he sleeps at night. And I don't mean this I love DJ Brown. I know how that.
Well, he's probably in a support group.
I'm telling you, I know how that moment would run in my head. Like,
there's a support group of Notre Dame players who've dropped passes,
like dropped interceptions, like Pete Bursich.
I say him and Pete Bursich.
Yeah,
right.
Because Gary Gray didn't drop one because he would have needed to have turned around to have seen it. But I'm sure he's in the same support.
I mean, Carson Hobbs in the back of the end zone against A&M, like he's in it.
Yeah. You know, but who else belongs in that
There's like three guys in the Texas A&M game alone in that.
In the 05 USC game, because he was this far from
Ambrose Wooden, like his little fingertip.
Yeah, I mean, literally this far. So he's in that group.
Dude, Marcel Reed freaking blows. That upsets me so much. He stinks so bad.
That's how discombobulated that defense was. You let A&M score 40 fucking points on you.
He had 360 yards with a sub 50% completion percentage. That is not acceptable. That's some Denard Robinson shit, and I hate it. I hate it so much. Just arm punching.
I mean, it truly was. Like it was one of those like disasters. And usually that sort of thing happens to teams that aren't nearly as good.
Yeah.
You know, like the 2011 team, like what were they 8-5 or whatever it was?
Yeah.
I mean, they were good, but they had lost the week before to like South Florida, you know. So that was an embarrassment. But like that was what that was. Just every time the guy dropped back, it's like someone's running free. And thank goodness, like it's part of the reason why it's good for me to go to the press box is I just have to be chill.
So you can see the coverage?
Well, I can see the coverage, but also like I can just be chill like a normal human being. Whereas like if I was here in my garage and like watching this, like we're talking about cops are at the door, you know, and it's like, and Amy has to have a conversation with me afterwards, like, hey, just so you know, like the kids are afraid, you know, you got to go talk.
I mean, Greg,
you know, like
Mario Kramer had 207 yards. He didn't have 207 yards this last like 6 games of the year. Just
Greg, just to let you know, like if you need to have like one emotional outburst during a game up in the box, they don't do anything about it. I mean, I still wrap that tale about 2019 Virginia Tech game. I don't know who it was in the box. But when Ian Book took off on that fake against Virginia Tech, I heard the loudest no I've ever heard up there. And I have no idea who it was. I barely even looked in that direction because it was kind of funny. My stomach dropped when I heard the no, thinking the worst. And then there goes Book scoring the touchdown, and it was all good. I mean, shit happens up there every once in a while.
I know, but it's just like, you know, I like to
let it out.
I like to, you know, comport myself with you know, represent
professional. Come on,
professional. ISD, so they invite you back.
They invite me back. I want to make sure.
Brendan, you know what it reminded me of? 2014 North Carolina, Marquise Williams. Remember that? Like we were all like we were all drinking the Van Gorder you know, defense wizardry after the Michigan game or whatever.
I mean, that game broke him.
And then it was like, what the fuck is going on around here? It was like the literally embodiment of like, this guy's literally just running free on us and like just passing and running at will. And
at least that one had a happy ending.
Yeah, that one had a happy ending. It didn't.
Yeah, but it wasn't a happy ending because we were all going.
Yeah.
Fuck.
This is concerning. Like it was like, hey, like you know,
it wasn't something to monitor. It was something to be concerned about.
It was like 50-36, I think it was. And it's like cool, like Will Fuller. What a revelation! It's like, man, but it's like, dude, this team, did they really just have 36 points on us? Reverse flicker to the wide receiver throwback.
Yeah, and it's another one of those things. Like Marquise Williams, if he had 50% passing in that game, it was 51. Right? I mean, like he was garbage.
He was awful.
What was his box score?
He was 24 for 41 with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception for 303 yards.
But it's a Notre Dame legacy to allow a mid to terrible quarterback to have the game of their fucking lives on our own soil.
On our soil.
Fair.
Like, now maybe those days, I don't know. I say maybe those days are over, but yet we just talked about last season when that happened. So
yeah, Marcel Reed. And you know what?
Yeah. We're clearly not over the trauma dumping.
No. I mean,
it remains like even like Tyler Shuck, right? Like the guy.
Yeah, Tyler Shuck.
He had one of the honestly one of the best performances I've ever seen.
Oh, that's
sidearm, underhand sidearm, like dime. Like
mean,
that's like, look, Brendan, man, you got to tip your cap sometimes.
Brendan, don't we really call these are all Tyler Palco games, right?
These are Tyler Palco games, yeah. And I will tell you, I remember a DM from a certain person on this podcast after the 19 Camping World Bowl, where he said, this guy in Iowa State is absolutely fucking legit. We beat him today, but he is a good.
Did I send it? Did I send that to you? Like, was it in the group chat or was it just to you?
I think it was just to me personally. I think we must have been talking about something because around that time we were talking about watching a game together because you were kind of teaching me about it. Just
because I was watching the I found online. I'm such a weirdo.
The all 22.
I found the all 22 Skycam online, and so I was watching it, and we had talked about, and you were asking me questions, and I was like low key, like Brock Purdy's kind of dealing in this game. Like I was like he's like better than Ian Book is, like just, and you know. And I might have said it on a podcast or something, and someone got mad at me. But I was like, "Look, it is what it is. Like he looks awesome. Like I was like, Brock Purdy looks awesome." And then like 6 years later, he's like going to the Super Bowl or whatever it was. And I was like,
Like,
hey,
2
remember
years
that?
later,
Remember
man.
that, Jude?
Like, 2 years
Yeah,
later.
remember that Camping World? So, what a weird game.
Yeah.
Last podcast, we did our prop bet fun.
Yeah.
And so not only was Greg teaming about him being on a milk carton, he's also wanting to get in on this, right? Because you got a gambling addiction, right? Like
I personally do not, but I love the props when it comes to Notre Dame.
You did have,
I mean, listen, the first step,
friends,
Greg, the first step is always admitting you have a problem. So
you had some fun.
I will be
fun,
monitoring your situation from.
You had some
from
fun
afar.
prop bets on Hit and Hustle. Was it today?
Oh, yeah, we did some by ourselves, yeah.
Yesterday? Was it today?
It was today. Yes, it was today.
It was
Yeah.
today. Jamie did not like the one question. He could not conceptualize
No,
or
he
wrap
did
his
not.
head around that one question.
Well,
It's just
it wasn't my question. It was
no. It was
from-
it is like, but he's just asking a monkey paw question. There's a perfectly acceptable.
Oh,
monkey
what was
paw
it?
Question. It was like,
What was it?
would you rather have? Would you rather have
Would you rather have a healthy
Porter
Quincy
State,
Porter?
yeah.
Would you rather have healthy Quincy Porter?
or Keon?
And
Coleman?
Keon Keeley is just like. Would you rather have a healthy Quincy Porter or Keon Keeley's like regular?
No,
Would you rather have like Keon Keeley like take a big step and Quincy Porter is kind of just remains what it is, like kind of.
Oh, choice B.
yeah, choice.
Choice B.
Yeah, like I went for Keon Keeley because I just feel like the D
That's
line
it.
is
If he
Position.
pops,
That's
that's
on the edge. Yeah.
yeah.
if he pops, we're
Well, yeah.
talking about one of the best Notre Dame defenses of all time.
Which
ever.
I still say this year is probably going to line up to be anyways.
yeah,
And statistically, it's definitely
but
going to be.
what they're lacking. What the Notre Dame defense is lacking is they don't have like the dude. They don't have the guy that you're just like every
Are you talking
time.
about on the defensive line?
Yeah, on the
Okay.
defensive line.
All right.
Yeah, because that's the only thing that they're lacking is that edge presence, where like one of the young bros or even
Well, and once
last
I
year,
mean,
just like
that's not to say that it doesn't happen. So like,
no, it's not. It's not to say.
I'm gonna
But
be in
they
the
don't
camp
have
saying-
going into it.
saying one of them does at least become a true fucking menace, and then it's over with. Like
Yeah.
again, I don't think Notre Dame needs to score more than 12, 13 points in 10 of the games this year, and probably only 20, 23 in the other two to go 12-0.
Because that's the last missing part of what Notre Dame has put in the NFL as far as like they've had wide receivers drafted high. They've obviously had secondary, and they've had good linebackers. But they haven't had that. Who's the best defensive line coming into the NFL? Right, like sure thing, top like
Wait,
the
probably
Leonard
two-
Moore.
Yeah, like I think the last
Jerry-
D line.
Jerry
Tua was the
Two-
second. Tua was second
Tillery
round,
was first round pick. Yes.
but he
Yeah.
was
Hey,
late. first round.
Riley Mills is looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, Tillery.
also-
I think Tillery
Could
might have
be.
been like literally the last pick of the first round.
He might have been 29th
Yeah.
or 30th pick that year. Yeah.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is like a Leonard Moore of draft picks, like consensus. This is the best edge rusher in college.
I mean, yeah, like the question is like, can Boubacar have like a Akeem Messidor, Ruben Bain type
right,
season?
right. Well, and that would be nice.
Right, like
I would not-
Messidor
I would
sack
take-
numbers. That's fun, right?
Yeah, he had 15. Good for him.
15's a little bit-
I would take. I
That
would
was
take
another
setting
question.
the Notre Dame record. I have a question before we get to the props, because this is like part of the props probably. I want to know Josh's where you are with your relationship with Aeneas Williams right now,
Oh yeah,
So
because you need to come
mean-
around.
you do need to
It's-
come.
He
it's
is
complicated.
so
Well,
he
It's
is,
complicated.
listen,
he
it's-
is such a player. Like he is your.
it's
type
not
of
that I'm
player, too.
not.
It's so
Listen,
funny.
it's not that I'm not there. I'm just
You are.
saying. Like,
You're not there.
How do
just
I
saying.
want to put this?
You're holding back in the
Oh.
relationship. You're holding back in the relationship.
All right. You want to bring it? Okay, I'm going to be 22-year-old Josh, young person out there in the world. Aeneas Williams
Slutty Josh, got it.
is that girl. Is that girl that's there every time you pick up the phone? every time you call the
That
phone.
does nothing but run for 15 yards.
The old steady.
Listen, and is
Every
great.
fifth carry, every fifth carry goes for
I do
15
not
yards.
know what that means.
I don't know
what
what
does
it
that
means.
mean. I don't know what that means.
It
You know
means
what?
every
Look,
He's not.
look.
He's not sexy. He's not getting Josh Hart.
Josh.
It means
Listen,
every fifth carry goes for 15 plus
And
yards.
I have no problem taking Aeneas Williams to the bar for some drinks. I got no problem like hanging out, going to the club, grinding up on Aeneas Williams. I'm just saying,
in his face.
when a running back like a Love type walks by, I'm rubberneck, and I'm walking that way, and I don't even need to see anything more other than the gate.
I guess what I'm saying is like you are someone who named their dog Bo Bow Wow, right?
Damn right.
You're into the Bo Bowers of the world. And I thought of you when I saw him at practice. I was like, hey, Josh would be very excited if Bo Bauer was here. And I walked past him and he looks fantastic. Congrats to Bo Bauer. It like you are into that type of player.
So no,
I don't understand why
you're putting. Yeah, but Bo Bow Wow is a other side of the ball.
Yeah,
completely different position. Like these are different. Like you're asking me to like compare like a hot Latina to a hot Italian girl. Like there are lots of similarities, but there are some major differences. So I gotta stop.
You're not gonna get hit. You're not gonna get hit in the head with a.
He's like
a shoe.
Like Aeneas Williams. If this was what year is it? 26. I need to make sure I get the right. If this was 1995, like he would have a cowboy collar.
Okay,
like he would.
All right. So listen, I need to make this clear for everyone.
He would be. He would play like he would play running back. And I'm not.
Brendan, have I ever
played running back for Nebraska?
Have I stated ever that he would not be the starting running back for Notre Dame and do well? Like even though you look at the props, I'm there with Aeneas Williams. Like
you have him leading the team in rushing yards. Yeah,
I'm there, dude. Like with him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
leads the team in touchdowns.
Aesthetically, it's just not my cup of tea.
Okay.
Now listen. If you want to take a TB and make it an FB, brother, we're money. We're money.
I just think like he's your type of person.
I mean, yes and no.
Wrong. He's not wrong.
I mean, it's yes and no. It's just like if we were playing a fucking I formation, throw him. That's an Anthony Johnson right there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what that is. So yes, that is my guy. He's just playing in his spot. But I'd be also like, if he was in that spot, I'd be like, why don't you fucking throw Aeneas back at tail every once in a while and let him go to work? So I'm not so far off from him than what you're trying to drag me through the mud for. I'm just saying his running style is just way different than what we've seen over the last few years. And really, I mean, for a long time, it's just different. It's different.
Okay.
I use Michael Floyd as an example. Michael Floyd was a great wide receiver, one of the best Notre Dame's ever had. Ran weird, man. I don't know how
he
to say it.
He did run.
He ran weird.
That's fair.
You know, that's not taking anything of his game out. That's what I'm saying about Williams.
Aeneas runs like Isaiah Pacheco. They have the same running style where those legs, they just move.
But I think Aeneas is thicker though, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he is a big dude. Like that guy.
Yeah,
he's.
But I think
honestly, like he's the type of player like I would really.
I like the name. I like the name. I like that he comes from Missouri. I mean, it's just there's all sorts of goodness there. I still think it's funny to this day that people compared him to Kyron Williams coming out of high school because they were from Missouri. That's comical to me. It's typical bullshit that you get from fans.
But that may not actually be wrong in the end.
I'll say Aeneas Williams is like my Michael Floyd, where I think you're going to do great. You run weird, man. I don't know what else to say.
I think one of the things is,
but you're awesome.
Greg mentioned it on one of the various hit and hustles, that it's the sample. Sometimes the sample size belays what it is. where it's like you show sometimes what you show and like with Dexter Williams was
no, I'm glad you said that
the player put forth where it's like
here's another thing about
limited, you go, well, it's limited sample size, but the same was with Dexter. But like all Aeneas Williams has ever done, and this has always been my point, the only thing that Aeneas Williams has ever done is produce. He's only ever produced. That's all he's done.
So here's my thing though. This kind of reminds me a little bit of the Holtz days when they just had
a McDougal,
20 fucking running backs on the roster, right? Like they had so many running backs, they're making up DBs. So like, at any time Notre Dame brought one of these randos in to run the ball, they're ripping off 8-9 yards, scoring touchdown. Like it was like that's kind. I'm still there with Williams a little bit because of where he was at in those carries in those games. But you could also flip it back to freshman year, Aeneas Williams. He's out there playing, in the biggest game of the year against Penn State, and did fucking amazing. And honestly, when Notre Dame needed sparks in that second half, he gave it to him. So it's like
started the comeback.
Yeah, there's more meat on that bone, Mr. Thick Thighs, than some of the others. No, don't call me out like that, Greg. Like
I'm not calling you out. I'm
just because I said he runs weird.
No,
I don't think he's going to produce.
What I'm saying is I'm seeing a player who you would normally like. Okay. If anyone ever says anything negative about like Jimmy Clausen, like you show up at their door, right?
We'll fight them.
And you want to know want to know where they're from and all this other stuff. Like I feel like Aeneas Williams like is that player for you specifically. I'm not talking about what you think of him as a player.
No, I get what you're saying.
I think that I think he is someone that you
maybe you're not wrong. Maybe you're not wrong. Maybe
I just want you to open your mind to it. This
is some kind of like matrix anomaly, where it's not like that for me with him. I don't know.
I just like every time I see him, I just think to myself.
You think of me?
Yeah.
I just think I can't believe Josh doesn't ride for this guy.
Yeah,
that's all I think about.
That's what I think about too.
I'm all in on Aeneas Williams. 1A, tearing it up this season. I'm just saying, all I've ever said is it's hard because he's just not what I blame Notre Dame. I blame the way they recruited the running back position. I blame Jeremiah Love for looking the way he did running the football. That's the difference right now. I was too used to that. I'll stay away from young 20s dating references.
I mean, for
the rest of the podcast.
He's definitely Jeremiah Love was definitely pretty as a football player.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
He is
fucking hot.
Yeah.
And it is
let's get to the prop bets. Lightning round. So we took damn near 3 hours to lay out our prop bets. I'm going to give you Greg, you're going to get about 6-7 minutes. Brendan, you're going to lay get loose, bud.
Typing fingers. I got Greg in here. I got it.
Start getting that shit stretched out.
Let's do it fast. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Receiving yards.
Faison.
Okay. Rushing yards.
Williams.
First touchdown of the season.
Gilbert.
I like that. Who leads the team touchdowns?
Timeout. Time on the clock. Did you say Michael Gilbert?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Brendan, do I have Michael Gilbert down?
You do not. You do have Michael Gilbert down. Yeah, you do.
Just wanted to check.
I have him as my surprise player. I was very
whistle.
All right. First touchdown of the season. No, I already did that. It was Gilbert. Leads the team in touchdowns.
Williams.
Tackles.
Bowen.
Sacks.
Boubacar.
Traore.
He's currently matching Josh's picks.
CJ Carr. Who has more carries? CJ Carr, RB3.
Ooh, it's gonna be CJ Carr.
Oh, the first deviation.
Who leads the team in receptions? A transfer homegrown player.
Homegrown.
Yeah, face on. Who commits most turnovers against Notre Dame?
Oh, what team? Let me think for a second. North Carolina.
Who ends up joining the list of villains by season end?
That you know what? Was it Josh who said Pat Fitzgerald? Was it
Yeah.
you? Yeah, that's
It
the
was,
answer.
Dirk.
100%.
Who does Notre Dame score the most points against?
It won't be Rice. It'll be North Carolina.
Who scores the most points against Notre Dame?
It will be SMU.
Ooh.
I like that.
Rhett Lashley over
Miami-
here.
Miami's going to get Notre Dame's best shot.
Yeah, like that game's not going to be. They're not going to score a bunch. I don't think Notre Dame will score a bunch either.
It's
But
going to
yeah, it's not going to be.
no. Which is more, 30-yard completions or 20-yard carries?
20-yard carries.
30-yard passes allowed or 30-yard passes made?
Made. Come on. They may not give up one all
They
season.
might not.
Say it.
Unless they're throwing a lot of, wheel routes to the slot.
Yeah.
Games the
He's got
Irish
that-
score.
he's got that fixed. Shut up. You want to know who I back hard? I'm still backing
I
Christian
know, I
Gray
know.
hard. That's where all my love's at right now, Greg. Like,
All right,
I'm giving
Oh, yeah?
it all to my boy.
Okay. We can talk about that.
Games the Irish score more 40 plus or games the Irish give up 15 plus.
15 plus. Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. Man, 40 plus or 15 plus. Okay. You know
How
what?
many games, let's do it this way. How many games in Notre Dame going to score more than 40 points?
I'm gonna say the answer is I think it's gonna be 40 plus. I think they're gonna give up more than 40 plus.
This one's fun because I know where your head's at with. What's more, Tay Ints or Kyle Hamilton career interceptions, which is 8.
Get out of here. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. No, it's gonna be hey, I have a fun. You listen to Hit Hustle today. You listen to Hit Hustle today, yeah?
That's why I'm laughing. That's why I'm laughing.
So hey,
But it could be Luke Talich.
Luke
What if I put Luke Talich?
Luke Talich is going to lead the team in interceptions this year.
Well,
That's a good call.
well, I'll write it in Luke. All right, got it. What's more, passing touchdowns or rushing touchdowns?
Passing.
Games in a Stockholm uni or alt combinations, which can include road and home.
Oh, Stockholm. Okay, I was like Stockholm.
Yeah.
Stockholm
So
syndrome.
Okay, so
gold,
games
gold, blue,
in
gold.
normal. So
Yeah.
we're talking about the 6 home games, yeah.
Yeah, six
Six?
home games, and one of them's already green. So there's
One of them
5
green,
one's already
and we
green.
already know. And well, so the Shamrock Series game is technically home.
Yep. Technically, yeah.
Does
I
that
guess.
count part of the 6th though?
No, it does
No.
not count for
No, that's a 7th.
So there's 6 home games, 5 are in blue, 1's in green.
One's
so
in
we know we
green.
have 2 alts confirmed.
Okay, so how many? So 5 blue. Will there be more than?
3
Are you counting alts? Like, are you counting like?
white on white. I'm counting
White on white, okay.
white and blue.
You can't do white
and
blue again.
They can't do blue and white again. That's for sure.
He also raised the possibility that the seniors will have some sort of impact on senior day and they'll wear something
Yeah.
different. taking
Yeah,
away
yeah,
from the
yeah,
number
yeah.
of home
There could be a
stock.
second green.
Yeah, and then that number becomes 4, and then it gets kind of
Like white pants, green top.
So re-ask the question.
So what is more? Games where Notre Dame is wearing blue jerseys, gold pants, or games where Notre Dame is wearing something other than white and gold pants, blue and gold pants. And we know that they have 2 already in the
Yeah.
stable.
I'm gonna say the second one.
All right.
They're gonna have more alts.
Ooh.
I think that's probably it. What has more, catches by tight ends or running backs?
Running backs.
Which preseason top 10 won't be ranked by season's end?
Oklahoma.
Over under games Notre Dame is on the marquee for College Game Day set at 2.5.
Under.
Over under points per game scored 39.5.
Under.
Over under points per game allowed 12.8.
Why'd you pick that number?
That's what they had in 2012.
Got it. Okay. Under.
I think that's good. Shutouts by the defense 1.5 games.
Shutouts by the defense 1.5.
So do they get two? Do they get two shutouts?
Yes.
Do they get over? Carr touchdown to interception ratio 4-1. It was last year.
It was last year?
It was last year.
Over.
400-yard rushers 2.5. Do we have more than two 400-yard rushers?
No. Under.
Team rush 5 yards per carry.
Do car sacks count? Because
They do.
they do.
Yeah. Sacks count in college. Sacks count against.
So you know, I gave out my stat today. You know what? I'm gonna say over.
The 6 yard per carry stat.
Yeah. I'm gonna say over.
Players with a touchdown pass at 2.5.
Okay, so Carr, yes.
Yep.
Backup, yes. Phase
then-
on, yes.
Oh, Faison. I like that.
Yes. So over.
I like that he called it there.
Over under 30-yard rushes at 14.5.
Whew. What was it last year?
Last year, 30-yard rushes. It wasn't as much as I thought.
Well, the problem is like they were 50-yard rushes.
Well, they're still 30 plus.
No, I know, but like you can't go another 30 yards because you've gone 80.
And how many 24-yard touchdown runs did Aeneas Williams have? All of the 24-yard touchdowns.
I'm feeling attacked for no reason.
No, but he did have like 15, literally like all 4
30
of his
plus
touchdowns.
14 and a half.
They had last year. Yeah, last year, just to put it into context, they had 16.
I'm gonna go. Man, do I want to go under here? I'm gonna go under.
Sacks 41.5.
Over.
Yeah. And then, fourth down attempts 30.5.
I assume this is all like 12 game regular season.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Fourth down attempts. What is it?
30.5.
See, it's hard because they're gonna I think they
They have a better kicker.
Horath is good. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm gonna say under actually.
Like last year, they had a better offense, but they just didn't have a kicker, so they
Yeah.
had to.
Yeah. Although I kind of think I think Aeneas Williams will be good at short yardage.
Which they were not last year.
Yeah. Okay, so you broke up there. Ask again.
Games that CJ Carr does not play the fourth quarter at 2.5.
The whole fourth quarter?
Just play the fourth quarter. Doesn't see a snap in the fourth.
Yeah. 2.5. I'll say shoot. The whole fourth. I will say
I just said any of the fourth. Like he doesn't play in the fourth.
no, that's what I mean. Like he
Yeah.
can't play at all in the fourth quarter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2.5.
Because Rice is there.
I'll say under.
Yeah, I said under 2.
If
My
they
rationale
had
was because
Minchie,
wanna
if they
give him
had
up.
Minchie, I would say over, but they don't.
I don't even think it's a Minchie thing. I think it's and you mentioned it on one of the hit and hustles.
The Heisman thing.
It's the Heisman.
That's a good point. Yeah. Fair.
Over under games that Irish score more than 50, 3.5.
Under.
number of Irish starters from week 1 starting week 14. This one's fun. 17.5. So and I'm quantifying this by the depth chart, the listed depth chart.
It's kind of tough because like how do you count someone like okay, the linebackers, right?
Yeah.
Like they rotate. I mean, they get starter snaps.
Right. And you don't know about formations or anything.
Right, like Mylan
that.
Graham, right? Like what do you do with him?
But Notre Dame puts out a depth chart every week.
So okay. Yeah. All right. Depth chart.
Well, technically that's true.
I'm gonna say yeah, right. Yeah.
And sometimes those depth charts don't update.
So out of the 22
like weeks.
So out of the 22,
yes.
Starting week 14, will there be
14.
I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna say over.
Over under the number of games the Irish trail at halftime, 2.5.
Oh, under. I mean, honestly, it might be 0.
Yeah.
If you said it at 0.5, I might take the under.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, we're talking about Notre Dame down? Is Notre Dame down 7-3 at halftime? Right? Is that that's what we're talking about here?
Yeah.
Over under receptions by the leading receiver, 49.5.
Let's go over, man. It's time. It's time.
It's time for somebody to get over that 600-yard threshold.
Yeah.
Does one of the freshman wide receivers break out?
No. Well, define breakout.
25 catch, 350.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Does Notre Dame allow more than 24 points in a regular season game?
Yes.
Oh, who?
SMU.
Okay. Yeah, I love it.
I said they were giving up the most points against
them. Does a freshman finish the season as a starter?
No.
Does Notre Dame find itself ranked number 1 at any point in the season?
Yes.
Does Notre Dame feature a surprise uniform combination? Something we haven't seen before. That would be like the senior thing. Yeah.
No.
Does an opposing head coach noticeably whine after a game? If so, who?
100. It'll be Pat Fitzgerald.
Patty Fitz.
Yeah.
Does the head coach?
Well, will it be about cell phones
and the students using them in the stadium?
It will not be about cell phones. It'll just be about like just general baby stuff.
He was upset about punt formation.
Yeah.
Very upset about it.
Right.
I didn't think we could do that anymore. They already got.
No.
Well, I
mean, let me tell you something.
Marty's got some new. He's got some new things.
Let me tell you something. Marty's thinking of stuff right now.
He's Sicilian. Of course,
he's thinking of something.
Of course, he is. Does a head coach that doesn't play Notre Dame whine about Notre Dame? And if so, who? And there was, you can just pick from last year.
Yeah. I mean, a head coach that doesn't play Notre Dame, will they whine about Notre Dame? Like it's happening right. It'll happen tomorrow.
Yeah. Brett Bielema, who's crying about Notre Dame, even though
it's
stuffed him in a locker and stole every kid from Chicago in his own state. And he's got to just sit there and chant.
It's funny. Like, I think they all do it, honestly, because they know Marcus is just going to ignore it and move on, and it's not going to become a thing. Like, the fact that Marcus is so mature about it, like, gives them leeway to do it because they know it's a one-day hit job that Notre Dame's not going to pounce back.
It's because Marcus isn't sitting.
Marcus,
because he's not going to go. He's not going to.
James Franklin got under skin, right? We agree on
that.
Right,
that's what I'm saying.
James Franklin did get him.
Yeah, but what did he do?
Marcus, he went back.
He
to
beat him.
Beat the shit out of something, didn't he?
Oh, right, exactly. But like he didn't. He said it like James Franklin's mistake was that he said it when he had to play Notre Dame in like 2 days.
Yeah,
like, that was
Kirk
the problem.
Cignetti did it, and he's like, "Oh, I'll play him 2 for 1."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, there's a lot of coaches who are not currently on Notre Dame's schedule who have a lot of things to say.
Sean McGuire.
Well, Joey McGuire, and he
Joey
actually
McGuire,
That was the funniest thing about the Sorsby situation is that you haven't heard a fucking peep from McGuire since then.
Yeah.
No, and whatever happened to that
Not-
Notre Dame Texas Tech series that was supposed to be in the works?
Right.
All right. Who do you got? Who's gonna win? That's not.
Who?
Yeah.
Okay, so who is already? Signetti has, Bielema has,
Yes.
Sark has. I mean, is this like is this sponsored by like our beautiful boy at Pitt?
Pat Narduzzi.
Yeah, is this
Right,
Pat
but
Narduzzi? Like, is this the Pat Narduzzi?
Yeah, but he talks shit about Notre Dame to The Athletic as an anonymous head coach from the ACC.
I think you got to find a new head coach at a big, like, what's his nuts? Summerall. Right?
At Florida, John Summerall. Well, you had Kiffin, Jude had James Franklin, and I had Lincoln Riley. Which all of the, I mean, you know what? All three probably might end up at some point. We might all end up checking the box.
It's going to be. Who's the Tennessee? What's his name?
Heupel.
Yeah, Josh
Heupel. Yeah.
Are you sure about that? He doesn't really say anything.
I'm not sure at all. That's why I'm saying it. Because when it happens, I'm gonna be like, dude, nailed it.
Nailed it.
It's gonna be like Jeff Munkin, and we're all gonna be like, "What the hell?"
It's gonna be Kirk Ferenz, who has kept his mouth shut about Notre Dame for the last 50 years of coaching, and all of a sudden he's gonna pipe up. That's how you know that he's close
the
to
next
end.
one I want to ask you, Greg, but at the same time, I very desperately don't want to ask you because of how perfect your pick in 2023 was for a trap game.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Who's the biggest trap game? And of course, I'm referring to Greg standing on a pulpit and saying Notre Dame is going to lose to Louisville.
I did say that.
You did say that.
It was honestly, and it
next to Kyle Hamilton. It's one of
not only did I say that, like the exact
full
scenario
chest
played out. Yeah, it
played out exactly.
The trap game. To be honest, it's Rice. It is Rice.
It is Rice.
It's short
that's
week.
the narrative.
It's short week. They run triple option.
And what's been Marcus's thing?
Like everyone talks about. I talked a bunch about this to Jamie, and this is one of our conversations that we had offline when we were both together at camp. Is like everyone is asking Marcus about like September and preparing and starting the season better, and he's talking about we're looking at January to August. And my thing is like, well, when have they started the season unprepared? Like never. Every time they play their opening game, they play well. Even if they lose. Like they played well against Miami, all things considered.
They played great. They should not have been in that game against Ohio State.
Right.
How about Marcus's first year? They didn't look
against
great.
Ohio State.
Against Ohio State, that was a pretty good game plan.
They should not.
With that team going to Ohio State, and
everybody bitched about it, but that was the only way to play that game.
It was the week after where they messed it up. They went to Texas A&M in 24, played really well, won the game. Then the week after, they played NIU and laid an egg. Right? Like it's always the game. It's like that shaky game. The only one that they didn't have.
What was FSU? Was that Marcus Freeman's first game as a defensive coordinator?
As a DC, yeah. So that was a Kelly team.
That was a Kelly team. Sorry, I
the
apologize.
only time that they didn't have a hiccup was the Hartman season, where they came in and they didn't have the shaky game. I mean, if you wanted to, you could say the Duke game after Ohio State. You could, because it was the one after the big game. Because usually they start with a big game. That's the other part. They always start with a marquee matchup, right?
Well, 23 they didn't.
No, that's what I'm saying. They didn't.
Yeah.
And so like they didn't have a hiccup because they had nothing to kind of look forward to at the start of the season. I mean, you could say Ireland. Like you could say Ireland. That was tough, right? And playing Navy and everything.
42.
They handled that. But if it's always the game after the marquee game on a short week too. And Rice runs triple option. So
But I mean, like the triple option isn't a thing right now, right? Like because we play Navy every year, unfortunately, and
Ash has seen it at least.
right.
I mean, that's a Greg. You know that, like, even though it's a outlier offense that you have to go against, when you face it every year, it's not as much of an outlier as if Rice was, going to go take on Michigan, where they don't play a triple option team every year, or like because we've seen.
They're scrimmaging
we've seen
tomorrow, and then they immediately get into Navy prep after that, right?
Well, no. What do you mean Navy prep?
Yeah, because they put Navy prep in every single practice, from here until the Navy game.
I see what you're saying. No, but if it isn't Rice, I mean, who am I guessing is going to score the most points against them? It's SMU. Like, if anything, it's SMU is the trap game, even though like it's kind of not a trap because they might be ranked at the time.
Well, that's why
that might be.
That's why I picked
SMU
Boston. Here's why I picked Boston schedule? College.
Like that could be a top 10 game easy by the time
almost assured
they come up to South Bend.
Like
their schedule's pretty light.
SMU, undefeated SMU, Notre Dame. But that's the thing is Notre Dame plays Miami, and then they play Boston College, and then they play SMU.
Boston College is home, though, yeah.
But Boston College,
right?
Is home. It can
be sleepy at home.
I know, but they played 3 straight home games. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, they do.
You know what? It's kind of lurking. Jude, did you pick Syracuse?
He didn't. I think everybody.
No, I'm trying to have a good time on my birthday, so I don't want to monkey.
Yeah, it's his birthday.
You don't want to.
I mean, look. Listen. They run the. Let's say they run the table. Okay, they beat SMU on senior day. If that's a if that's a top whatever matchup,
right?
They're number 1 in the country, undefeated. Going to that terrible dome, Thanksgiving weekend.
You won't hear any argument from me.
They've actually got some. They've got some candidates for.
Brandon Brown's a cool. Brandon Brown's a dude.
Just a
question
question
about the dome.
Hold on. I want to back up to SMU for a second.
Okay.
They play Louisville in week 3. If they beat Louisville, they'll be undefeated heading to South Bend. If they lose Louisville, probably add another loss on there, maybe to Virginia Tech.
Are you sleeping on a cow?
Yeah. Yes, I
Where
am.
is it?
They got a quarterback, man. Cal's got a quarterback.
Is Cal where is the Cal game?
Cal's in Dallas. It's in Dallas.
It's in Dallas? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I can't.
It is a little different to play in Berkeley.
JKS, because I'm not even gonna try. He's a pretty good quarterback.
He's frisky.
He's frisky. He's pretty good.
Brendan, is your question about the dome? Is Walter Reyes coming out of that tunnel? Because Walter
No.
Reyes
My question about the dome is that they famously named a dome after Carrier, an HVAC company, and they didn't have air conditioning in the dome.
Correct.
And now they're named after JMA Wireless Dome.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have good Wi-Fi in the dome?
They finally have decent Wi-Fi at the dome. Yes.
Okay.
But it took a minute.
It was not available until the last game of the first season with the JMA dome,
which is amazing. Like you would think that would happen like instantly.
No, because you would think it wouldn't, because they were the Carrier Dome for like however many years, and they never had air conditioning.
I just thought they named it after Mark Carrier.
Pick a player in Notre Dame who surprises.
Pick a player who surprises. Luke Tyler.
That I already wrote it in. I didn't even bother to not have it because you already said he was going to lead the team in interceptions.
Yeah,
he was my pick last year.
Define surprise though. I mean, how's that a surprise?
I think he would be surprised if he led the team in interceptions.
I would be surprised.
All right,
I think
that was your pick last year.
I think people will be surprised at like how important he is to this team. Genuinely,
but they're rolling him out in most dime packages and in and out of that certain nickel packages, right?
But you're saying freshman Kyle impact,
yeah.
right?
Like I think he's could play like the Kyle role that he played in 19 with that team, like I think that's
with Gilbert, in between Gilbert and Elliott, and then there was Kyle, and that it's going to be the same thing with Tay and Don Schuler, and then
Greg, are you all in on the Matt Jeffrey hype train, or is that just a spring story that that's going to die?
Fall camp, dude.
So this is my take on Matt Jeffrey. So, and how it's a little bit different than like Faison or even Chris Fink.
Chris Fink, yeah.
So Faison and Fink.
Well, okay.
The thing about Jeffrey is like when we saw him, he was making plays. He caught it like a slant against zone. He caught it like a quick out 5 yards, which would have been unremarkable except for the fact that it was like thrown outside and he made like a diving catch. It's a 5-yard gain. And then there was a play down the sideline where he went up over, I think it was DJ McKinney. I can't, somewhere in my notes actually, but he went over and caught the ball over somebody. It ended up being, it was out of bounds. So there's that. And something Jamie and I talked about was like, the defensive back played him out of bounds. So once he's out of bounds, like you don't need to.
That's a good play by the defensive back. Yeah.
Right. It is a good play. And it was a great catch by Jeffrey. And we've heard that has sort of continued. He's made plays. The difference is that when he was in like one-on-ones, he wasn't cooking dudes. You know, like he was doing whatever. Like I think it was like the second rep that DJ McKinney had against him. Oh no, I'm sorry, it was Aiden Pouncey. Aiden Pouncey had a rep against him where Aiden Pouncey broke up the pass. He ran a little post out. And so I think the difference is like Faison and Fink in one-on-ones were just cooking guys over and over again. Like no one could handle them. And that wasn't the case with Jeffrey. Now, I do think he's playing well enough to where it's like, hey, Matt Jeffrey's in the game. Okay. Like no one needs to feel any kind of way about that. Yeah, like he played well in camp. They put him in a game. Right. They could throw the ball. You know, I mean, sometimes you put a guy like him in the game and it's like, oh, they're running. It's like they could throw it, right? And I wouldn't feel weird about it. But he's not cooking guys. Like the play that Bubba Frazier caught where they throw him an in route, he turns it upfield and he runs for however many yards. Like that wasn't Matt Jeffrey doing
infinity,
that. Yeah, like that was
okay.
How many catches would he need before Tim O'Malley refers to him as Jeffrey and not Shelton?
Let's see here. But here's the thing, Greg. So answer me this.
Yeah.
All right. Let's say he changes his last name to Feffrey. So he's in the same class as Fink and Faison.
Okay. No, the Fs. Yeah.
I mean, that's Heisman right there.
Oh yeah. I mean, if his last name was
Feffrey,
Matt Feffrey, then he obviously it would be a different caliber of player. You know,
it's very
what
much
if his number? What if he was number 26 wide receiver?
Oh, he's fucking. That's number one draft pick overall.
Bolitnikov.
You're Bolitnikov. Yeah.
Just line it up. I'm
sorry to interrupt your flow there.
All right, so pick your conference champions winner for the ACC, Big 12, SEC, and Big 10.
ACC is Miami.
Mm-hmm. I have a question about Miami. I do have a question about Miami because there is a lot of this is something that kind of bothers me about Miami. Is you have Matador and Bain.
Messidor.
Messidor and Bain.
It's Matador. Just say Matador.
How many bad coaching decisions did those two bail Mario Cristobal out last year? And now with both of them being gone, and it's sort of like the Kurt Signetti thing where it's like, well, the transfer portal worked for him the two times, so it's just going to work for him again. Yeah. At what point does Miami losing these guys and then having to go back to the transfer portal to replenish? At what point is there sort of a luck run out with it? Like I get it with Miami, but so much of what they did was predicated on the fact that they had two absolute studs on either side of the defensive line that was allowing them to cover up a lot of their warts and some of those warts. And I get that Mensa is better than Beck, but like At what point do we get to see that Mario Cristobal that is Mario Cristobal? Because he had games last year where he should have, he had games last year where he just like, if it wasn't for the Notre Dame game, they're not playing in the national title game.
Right. So I think, a better person to ask this is Jamie, because he's the one who previews the teams. So
yeah,
he's looked at them a lot closer, and I know that he's very high on Miami as a football team.
I'm very well aware.
Yeah. So there's that piece, right? I think the thing with, you make a good point, right? There's so much that they are able to do. Like their DC gets a ton of credit, right? As they should, right? Like they had a very good season. They were a very good defense. It is so easy. I shouldn't say it's so easy. It is so much easier to design defense to confuse offenses when it's like, hey, we're just rushing Bain and Messidor, and they're going to get there, and they don't have time. And the other team, even if Bain and Messidor don't have a great game, the other team has planned to not have time.
Yeah.
So you can't even call a play where it's like, oh, we're going to get to the third level here, because it's like, well, we don't have time for that. We're not even going to call it. And they know they're not going to call it. So they can do a whole bunch of things that are just like, any type of disguise is going to work, because it's like, man, our clock is ticking, right? So much like, so then that means like, if they don't have that, even if their defensive ends, who they have a couple of good defensive ends, even if they're merely very good,
it's not the same.
It's not the same, right?
It's
so
not.
what does that look
that's
like?
My point. And that's my whole thing with Miami is it's how much of last year was predicated on the fact that they had generational ends on they had generational bookends that masked a lot of their deficiencies.
For sure. Now, will that matter to the point where they're
SMU could rise up and get them, but
they could.
It's a down ACC.
Right.
But yeah, I'm just curious. I want to push back a little bit on Miami because I'm not sure what they are without those two pieces that were. They covered up a lot of what Mario Cristobal is, and Mario Cristobal is a choker.
Let's be fair though, right? If this was a Miami podcast, what would we be saying about Notre Dame? Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price, like they covered up for a lot of XYZ. CJ Carr did not play great against USC. He did not play great in a lot of games. And no. Jeremiah Love, you could just hand it to him. You could just hand it to Jadarian Price.
Bail him out.
And they just went and did the thing. So, like, they have questions the same way that Notre Dame has questions that they need to answer. What if our generational defensive ends, that doesn't happen ever again? Now, what?
Well, to Notre Dame's point, is there's still KVA. There is still
so to the Miami piece, like Notre Dame is like, okay, well, we can lean on CJ Carr this year. Who is the CJ Carr of the Miami defense? That is like, okay, we don't have these guys, but we have this, right? We don't, maybe that person doesn't exist, right?
That's fair.
I don't think you're going to find out anything about him until they get to South Bend. Look at that schedule. Go ahead and look at Miami's schedule.
I think we'll know. We'll know. Like if they're kind of struggle busting and still winning, you'll know.
Yeah, because you could see him struggle. Could you see him struggle busting at Clemson? Maybe, probably.
If they aren't that good, then yes.
Honestly, it's my biggest pet peeve of this whole offseason preseason is literally the amount of. It's like 97-3. Notre Dame, trashing Notre Dame for their schedule to trashing Miami for their schedule, when the only ranked opponent on Miami's schedule is Notre Dame. And I'm not
about Texas Tech.
Yeah, I'm not really getting into that whole conversation. I'm just saying, like, their schedule is so light. It is hard to know.
And just to put a bow on how light it is, Stanford, Florida A&M, Kwame Kilpatrick's alma mater, Wake Forest, Central Michigan, my alma mater, Clemson, Florida State, Pitt, North Carolina, garbage. And then Notre Dame, Duke, Virginia Tech, Boston College. I don't see two losses on this schedule. So
you know what though? That Clemson game
they don't get
that Clemson game. No.
But that also means SMU also doesn't get Miami.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like Notre Dame has, in theory, a harder ACC schedule than Miami.
They
does.
do. Not in theory, it's in practice.
Yeah, in practice.
Because
Because if you look at SMU goes Florida State, UC Davis, Louisville, Missouri State, Boston College, Virginia, Cal, Syracuse, Vatech, Wake Forest, then Notre Dame, then Stanford. That's
first of all, that's defending ACC. Actually, no, it isn't. I changed my mind. Virginia did not win that game, much to our chagrin.
No,
They did not.
Duke
that
won,
hurt us.
unfortunately.
No,
that hurt us.
But that'll never
No.
happen again. So we got that.
that'll
going for
never
us.
happen again because Duke, thank God. SMU
No.
ducks Duke.
I will say,
SMU ducks the Dukies.
I do
Miami
think Clemson's
doesn't-
going to be better than what is being projected for them this year, though.
Do you
And
know?
the
Because
fact that-
last year was supposed to be the year, and they had like 59 guys like drafted. Like,
Which
the
I
whole
just
roster
kind of
got
feel.
drafted.
I just kind of feel like they're going to be a little tougher than what people are anticipating, and I feel like Miami going to Clemson is still going to mean something. And look, we can make fun of Dabo all we want. He's still a pretty good, decent football
He's a very
coach
good
with some
coach.
rings on his fingers.
He's
And I think he'll have his. Nobody plays other than maybe Kirby Smart. Nobody plays the chip on the fucking shoulder. Nobody believes in us card harder than Dabo Swinney. And he has Clemson right where he really wants them, with a 0-0 record. Is that everyone's down? No, he'll roll that and break out the prayers and all that shit for a while. And
they open at LSU. That should
Yeah.
be fun.
that'll be a game. If Clemson can come away with that one, that makes that
If
Miami
Clemson comes
game.
away with that one, I'm interested. You've got
yes.
my
Clemson
attention.
comes away with that one, then we've greatly underestimated Clemson because I don't think they're even in the top 25, right?
They're not.
No.
They're not.
Yeah.
Are they? No.
No.
No, they're not ranked. But also, I want to see it just for Lane Kiffin purposes.
It would be hilarious. I mean,
Lane
it would just be-
Kiffin's-
yeah.
My relationship with Lane Kiffin is such a fucking roller coaster. Like, fuck him for leaving Ole Miss. Honestly.
I mean,
He's
look,
refreshing.
he was
Honestly.
cute. He was for a while there. He was cute and folksy, and
Right.
he was great on the Twitters and everything, and that's awesome. He did the thing you cannot do. You cannot do that. You
Yeah.
cannot do that.
You can't go
Left a
full
man
Brian
in the
Kelly.
foxhole.
You cannot
Yeah.
go full Brian Kelly.
Honestly,
and I do love that LSU has now poached two coaches that were on the precipice of a college football playoff.
Well, and Ole Miss was in it.
two
That's the
teams
pro-
ranked.
that's-
Two,
I
two
know they
coaches
made-
ranked in the top 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love it.
Brett-
Big 12 winner.
Oh, right.
Righto, the Murders.
I mean, do I have to say Texas Tech? I guess I'll
You
say them.
probably
You don't-
do.
You don't have to say
You
anything.
could say BYU. You could say BYU.
I could say BYU.
You know, you can say Oklahoma State, who took half of North Texas's team.
Yeah.
They got.
Well-
I mean, Oklahoma State's going to be testy. I'm telling you.
I
You didn't
endorse.
take Texas.
I love that. Listen, Bear Bachmeier, I watch him. I'm like, how is he doing this?
Why?
How is he doing this? How
It's
is
like
this
Josh
happening?
Watching Aeneas Williams.
Honestly, it totally is.
Yeah,
Like
I know.
it totally is. It's
But
just
is
like,
it?
man,
But is
like
it?
with your number 47,
You're 47.
what are you
yeah.
doing, man?
What are
Like
you
that's
doing?
not. But it's like I don't know. Anyway,
If only there was a tiger he could get the
I'll
ball
take
to.
Texas Tech again. Actually, no. Nope.
No. Nope.
I
had-
am taking BYU. I am taking BYU.
because of Tiger.
No, I just think that you know what? There's going to be a Notre Dame bump for them. There's
Okay.
going to be a Notre Dame bump. They see
like
Notre
that.
Dame on the schedule, and they're like, we got to be actually good. Like I think it enhances everything about their program. They will still lose to Notre Dame because Notre Dame's too good, but it'll enhance everything about their program. It'll
be a good win for Notre Dame. I like that.
It will be a good win for Notre Dame. I dig.
Notre Dame could have wins against multiple conference champions.
We've seen this.
But
before.
but you know what though, Brennan? The special treatment that they're getting is just
so much. Michael Irvin
so much
has got
special
words
treatment.
for you.
I mean, I can't believe that you would allow a team ranked 12 into a 12-team tournament.
I'm just upset. I'm just upset that you had to put a caveat in your rant on it. If you haven't heard it, listen to was it today's Hit and Hustle or was it?
It was today's.
It was today's Hit and Hustle. Listen to Greg go off on the special privilege that Notre Dame has been afforded for being for daring to be ranked in the top 12 and making a 12-team playoff. How dare
these losers?
These losers,
absolute babies.
The Josh Pates of the world, and
God,
the Michael Irvins, and the Danny Cannells.
Wait a minute, but I mean, not that I don't disagree about Pate, but Pate's been pretty. He's been pro, like, deal with it. They're in the 12. It's fine.
No. Pate has been all over the map on everything.
He's been all over the map
because he believes nothing. Because
he's a nihilist.
He's a
nihilist that believes in the almighty clique. He believes in the almighty
clique. Johnson.
Yeah.
It's the clique and nothing. Yeah. Who wins the SEC?
Georgia.
Yep. I do love that everybody's like, oh, Gunnar Stockton's returning, and it's like, cool.
Yeah, honestly, man, it's just institutional. It's just an institutional knowledge of Georgia.
I just don't want to pick Texas.
That's the right. Because if you pick Texas, now you're telling me you believe in Arch.
And I don't.
Yeah.
Big Ten.
I picked Texas.
You believe in Arch?
At some point.
No, I look. Half this game is looking for opportunities, right? And so, two guys go in one direction. Sometimes it's fun to go in the other direction.
That's right. Yeah. My boy Jude is actually playing the game.
He's playing it correctly.
He's firmly testing this.
Firmly believes there's a bag sitting behind us.
Who's winning the Big Ten?
Iowa.
In football?
Sure. They play it there.
Not wrestling.
I bet you Iowa's pretty good at pickleball, right?
They're really good.
All right, hey. Let me ask you guys this, okay? If it's not Oregon, do we need to ask some questions about Dan Lanning?
Yeah, that he's.
I'm just asking questions.
He went undefeated in the regular season, and what did he do in the first round of the playoff against an Ohio State team?
And not only that, but he went undefeated because of a shaky offensive PI call at home.
At home against Ohio State.
And it was Ohio State. Like, Jeremiah Smith makes that catch. They've got like a 30-yard field goal to win, and it totally
flipped it.
Changed everything, and that's why they won the game.
That is why they won the game.
So he got crowned a little bit.
He is from the same coaching class as Marcus Freeman. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That is true. And you know what, man? I'll tell you what cheeses me off about that, right? Like, what is that call against Ohio State? What is that? Home cooking. Yeah?
Yeah.
Home cooking
Notre Dame
is what you get. And instead, what Notre Dame gets is Donovan Heinisch just getting tackled right in front of everybody. And we don't get the call. And then no one talks about it. And yet,
that's the privilege. That's the privilege, Greg. That's the privilege.
When you do bring it up, you're being a sore loser. Like, come on, man. There's a penalty every time.
No, man. It's like, oh man.
But not like that. Not
do you remember
from fucking behind?
Hey, do you remember
either been sacked or made a throw?
You boys obviously don't remember the Cal game. Got a favorable call in the Cal game.
Oh yeah, that's right. The offsides on the field goal attempt in the second quarter.
In the second quarter, remember that? They talked about that for like 4 weeks.
Was it the Athletic that did like a full expose on
that call?
The call,
and the ACC officials, they did. They sure did,
dude. Oh, or was it David Hale or something?
I don't know.
No, it was Athletic.
It was the Athletic. I think it was David Ubben, right? It was David.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's always a David.
So I guess
it's wild that you bring this up because Lanning is 48-8.
Yeah.
And yet he's got what to show for it?
Nothing. A Big Ten title.
Nothing.
I guess.
A Big Ten regular season title. He
won the
Orange Bowl.
He beat Penn State. Yeah.
Yeah, he won. He did win the Orange Bowl. Who did he beat in the Orange Bowl again?
Oh yeah, Texas Tech.
Texas Tech. They didn't let him score.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was it? 22-0.
Yeah, how many
23?
A little Notre Dame,
millions of that
Notre
was
Dame,
it?
Maryland in 2002.
Like a $25 million roster to score 0 points. Yeah, that's fun. Love that.
Yeah. So am I picking Oregon?
Yeah.
You know,
Here's what I would say for the Oregon pick. They have a significantly easier schedule than Ohio State.
Yeah.
There aren't many schedule. The only schedule that could possibly be harder than Ohio State's is if Lincoln Riley and Jennifer Cohn weren't cowards, because then you would be talking about 4 teams in the top 6 on your schedule, which is insane. And I think Ohio State's just got the 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Oregon. The defense is good.
The defense is good. I'm not sure how sold I am on Dante Moore.
Same, but the defense is. I mean, it's the Notre Dame case. The defense
and their defensive line for our linebackers is their defensive line.
Yeah.
Like our linebackers are unquestionably the best linebacking core in the nation, right? A healthy KVA
1 through 5, yeah.
Which is how I feel about Oregon's defensive line. Like we get their cast offs and we're excited, and on the interior. So, all right, pick 3 Heisman finalists to go to New York.
Carr.
Yep.
Moore. Smith.
That's what I did. All right, pick your playoff teams.
Like 1 through 12.
No. So you already got 4. You got Miami, BYU, Oregon, and Georgia.
The University of Notre Dame is 1. Texas will make it. Texas will make it. Do I want to include Miami?
You already have them because they won the ACC.
They won the ACC. Okay, so Miami's already in. So Notre Dame.
You have 6 so far.
Notre Dame, Texas. I gotta pick. I think Texas Tech will make it. Unfortunately.
You got a group of 5 in there. What do you got for your group of 5?
Should I say Navy? Should I respect the troops?
I love the respect.
And
a lot of people are saying nice things about the Naval Academy.
A lot of people are.
Yeah.
People
So
are
there's
on
8.
the Naval Academy.
Who are these fucking people?
What's the name of that guy that Jude got into a fight with a couple of years ago? Jude, what was the name of that guy you got into a fight with?
John Feinstein?
John Feinstein, yeah.
You know what? RIP though. RIP.
Listen, hold on. I just put a piece up on OFDU the other day talking about how annoying Navy is on the schedule. It's the same kind of topic we talk about because it doesn't matter how good they are when you beat them. No one gives a shit. And I also kind of threw in the fact like this is kind of stupid for Navy. When they're good, they're screwed out of a playoff spot because they're running to a Notre Dame roadblock. Of course, the Navy defenders come out with a know your history and have you ever been to a game? Like, I don't know. Let me list the 16 fucking Notre Dame Navy games I've been to.
Have I ever been to a Navy game?
So you get all these defenders coming out of the woodworks, and then you put a poll up that says, hey, here's 5 choices that you can of the scheduling choices. You can pick one, and the rest of them got to go. You can't have it anymore. Playing Navy every year was on there. USC playing them, Michigan. Navy's got 1 fucking vote.
Yeah, it's never. Like top priority.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but they will come out of the woodworks harder for that, but yet measure it up. So, like, again,
I didn't know Corey. Whoa!
I'm tired of the fake patriotism. Tired of fake patriotism.
Look, this has always been the argument, right? Which is that a puzzle isn't this schedule isn't 12 individual pieces that happen to come together perfectly, right? It's like you literally have to make trade-offs and sacrifices, right? And so if Navy has to be the sacrificial lamb for us to get USC or Michigan back on the schedule, like I would do that. I would make that trade 100 times out of 100. But for people to say like,
be careful what you say, you might be labeled a terrorist.
Right. Well, it's like.
The only problem is they don't play. They don't. What you got to remove USC because they don't play Navy at the beginning of the season.
But having said that, like you only have so many slots after you've designated your ACC slots, right? And so there are only certain people that can fit in certain slots because of commitments to other teams, commitments to their own conferences and stuff like that. And it just to sit there and say, well, Navy's going to get to squat here as long as they want to, like that's as fucking ridiculous as people saying Stanford gets to squat as long as they want to,
which is ridiculous.
Don't do it.
It's actually pretty wild. We're not ending the season in California, which has never been something in my life.
You're gonna end it in beautiful Syracuse,
let's end it in the dome. And also, just let me say, while we're on the topic of the Navy, do I want to go there?
Probably.
Nah, maybe for another time. I need. I mean, I'm gonna need material the week of the game anyway. So I mean, like. What else is there to talk about other than I'd rather not do this every year, this Wookiee life debt that you have besmirched upon me. I'll go there. Again, Greg, how old are you?
45.
45. Jude, 46?
46, yeah.
47. Brendan, not quite there
41.
yet, but you get
41.
But you're getting there.
Close.
Do you guys remember at any point, and we're all lifers, right? We're all Notre Dame lifers. Do you remember at any point before 2005 of the romanticism of the series presented to you, other than the fact that all they would say is, look at Notre Dame's offensive line weights and look at Notre Navy's defensive line weights. And then they would patronize the shit out of Navy that's what I hate too. They're patronizing the shit out of kids out there working their asses off. They just keep saying
Tom Hammond for that.
That's what I'm saying. Like there was no romanticizing like the series history and all that shit before Weiss got there. And then it was all about mutual respect. And then 2 years later, he gets fucking handed the first loss in 43 fucking years. But before 05, there was none of this. There was none of this major talk. I mean, maybe it's the internet too. I don't know. But there was none of this major talk about this series is so special.
Here's what I remember. I remember at least every 2 years, maybe every year, a grainy video of Roger Staubach throwing a very deep pass and people reminiscing about the last time Navy beat Notre Dame, right? And I remember at least on the NBC broadcast, probably not on the other broadcasts, references to Father Hesburgh and references to the fact that Navy saved Notre Dame from insolvency or whatever story they've crafted,
which is also inaccurate.
Right.
Inaccurate.
I understand. But the problem is that Hesburgh said one thing one time in a nice way, and he embellished it a little bit, and then it became canon, like it was carved into stone tablets and handed down from above, right?
I feel like every time I talk about this, I am fucking Charlie at the board with the red strings, because it doesn't take more than 5 minutes
Pepe
of fucking
Silva.
research. Like it is Pepe Silva, because if you think I'm like gonna dive deep into research, you're fucking got me twisted as a different student.
I mean, loose emoji.
But all you have to do is look at the program that Navy was running during the war.
Lou would try to hype up Navy, and he would get fucking snickered at in the meetings, in the press conferences.
Notre Dame was a private all men's university, hop, skip, and a jump away from the Great Lakes in World War II. And yet somehow we are beholden to Navy because they saved us. Dude, they knew exactly what they were fucking doing, because
they did the same for Northwestern. They did the same for
Villanova.
Yeah.
It's like exactly. And yet we're the only ones paying the fucking debt.
Look, this is canon for this podcast.
When they talk about the national deficit in the trillions, they say your children are going to pay for the deficit. They're talking about the Notre Dame Navy series. We are paying the fucking $1 trillion deficit right now.
Wookiee life debt. We got.
Well,
it should have died with Hesburgh.
The reason you didn't hear about it before is because it didn't matter, because first of all, they weren't good. So it was like, look, Notre Dame's going to play them.
But you would think that would be a time to sell it the most. Like,
but they didn't. They didn't. But there was no impetus to get out of it, because they never had an issue with playing people.
They
like
had
USC trying to get out of the Notre Dame.
Yeah, like it's only become an issue now because of conference realignment and all that other stuff.
So I get that. No, I get all that. I'm just saying people are treating it as if it was like it happened differently. Like we have been worshiping this series as a fan base for many, many years when that has not been the case. But you're absolutely correct in why it happened. I'm just saying, like, people like just like they treat it like Lou Holtz tradition, right? Like anything Lou Holtz did, somehow that's just the Notre Dame tradition. It's been like that forever.
I think it's like the thing, you know, there's never reason to call it into question. Is probably why. Here's an example. Do you guys have like everyone has like a family tradition, right?
Yeah.
Like let's say everyone goes to someone's house for Thanksgiving, or everyone goes to someone's house for Christmas or Christmas Eve or whatever it might be, right?
Yeah.
Everyone has something like that, right? And it's just something to do. No one questions it. It's like Christmas Eve, we're going to Nana's house, right? We're going to Nana's house. No one, it was not debated as to whether that was a good idea. It was never debated as to, is there something else we can do? Right? It's just like, that's what we do. I don't know. It's just what we do. We're going to Nana's.
Okay.
Then
my mom makes wild rice every Thanksgiving.
Then one time,
and nobody fucking
then one time, one of the siblings says, you know, we're actually not going to Nana's. We're going to go do this other thing. And it's like, you're not going to Nana's? Well, why aren't you going to Nana's? It's like, well, we want to do this other thing. It's more fun for us. Oh, okay. And then now we still go to Nana's, and that's what we're doing. But now then after that, someone else goes and does something else. It's like, no, wait a minute. Why are we actually doing this? Why is this actually a good idea? And then your wife says, well, we have to go to Nana's. It is tradition, and this is why, and it means a lot to her, and we're going to Nana's, and it means a lot. And if we don't go, it's like, yeah, but they're not going. How come we're going and they're not going?
Yeah.
You know, It's like, if it's so special, how come they're not going? And now we're having a conversation. When in the previous 30 years, never had a conversation. This is what we did. But now it's like someone else is doing something different. Maybe we should think about doing something different. Maybe we should go on a family trip. Wouldn't it be fun to go on a family trip for Christmas Eve instead of going to Nana's house? Because maybe Nana's food isn't actually that good. You know,
well, then you don't respect the troops.
Exactly. No. But that's what I mean. Like that is how it happens.
If you don't want the food, you don't respect the troops.
That is how it happens.
Suddenly, Texas isn't playing Texas A&M on the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then suddenly Oklahoma's not playing Nebraska. And suddenly Notre Dame's not playing USC, and then everything just falls apart.
So, like, why do these traditions matter at all? Why are these traditions important?
They just matter because they're traditions.
And I'll leave it at this.
Speaking of honestly, a tradition,
hold on. Last point on this. Still to this day, though, one of the things that made me the angriest about the Notre Dame Navy series had nothing to do with them being on the schedule. It was the broadcast. It was Hammond and whoever being patronizing as fuck. I've been on bad football teams and busted my fucking ass out there against state title type of teams, right? I would have hated somebody commentating like, well, they're just out there being scrappy and so like
they put up the schedule. They wake up at 6 in the morning, you know.
The amount that they patronize them.
265-pound guard.
And you can't, they call it a rivalry game, but it can't be really like there's pricks out there for Navy. Like they're putting them up on the they're putting them up on these pedestals like they're saints because they're the troops. And I say this in like the best way from my heart. There are absolute pricks on that Navy football team. And that's a huge compliment for me. Like if you have some pricks on that team, they're good. Do you think they want to be talked about in that fucking manner?
I don't think Wave Rider wants to be talked about in that.
They constantly get talked about as what they overall are, rather than concentrating on the thing that they love doing in the moment and being a fucking football player. Like to me, it's just if we're gonna have the football game, make it a fucking football game. Stop making it a goddamn, public service announcement, to go join up, and sail the fucking 7 seas. Like these guys are out there playing football because they love to play football. Like they really love football.
Wave and Blaze both loved to play for Navy.
Those are some straight Utah names, by the way.
If I may add,
Samoans, right?
If I may add to,
were they? Was Wave Rider?
If I may add to to Greg's
Yeah, he was.
Greg's Nana story here. Navy is the top of the ham game, and the story goes a daughter cuts the top of a ham off every time she serves it for Christmas, and one day she finally decides to ask her mother, and her mother says, "That's the way we do it in this family," and then she says, "That's how my grandmother taught me." And so they go to grandma, and she said, "Well, that's the way that my great grandmother taught me." And then they go to the great grandmother, and she says, "I cut the top of the ham off because the oven was too small." Right? Like, we don't know why we do these things, right?
Yeah.
But
That's like
we've
half
done them for
the
years.
Lou Holtz
Yeah.
tradition.
Navy is the top of the ham game. It's just the top of the ham game. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Well, let's go to the top of the ham. I would like to point out that so far to this point in a 12-team playoff, Greg has picked 8 teams.
Am I done with the at-larges? Am I done with the at-larges?
No, because we are.
No,
you have.
No,
8
you have
teams
you have
picked.
autos right now.
No, I mean,
all
am
the autos
I
are
done with the autos? Am I done with the
You're
autos?
done with the autos.
Yeah.
So you have
Okay,
8
so I
you have
just now
4
I'm just
teams
picking
left,
good teams.
and you only have 2 Big Ten and 2 SEC teams. So what 4 SEC and Big Ten teams do you pick?
Okay, in the Big Ten, who in the Big Ten do I have so far?
You got Oregon and Oregon.
Oregon and Oregon.
That's just it. That's the
Okay,
only
Ohio
thing.
State makes it.
All right, Ohio State.
Ohio State makes it.
Indiana.
Indiana probably makes it. I don't think their schedule is good. And they have cachet, and the Big Ten must make it so.
All right, so now you got 3 and 2 for the Big 2.
You don't think Josh Hoover's going to fuck up a few times?
I mean, I don't know. If you asked me last year, I would have said Mendoza would have messed up a bunch of times, and he famously did not.
He did.
Plus, I don't think their schedule's.
He almost did.
He
Yeah,
almost did,
not.
but I don't think their schedule's hard. So I think Ohio State makes it. I think Oregon makes it. I think Indiana makes it. I think Texas makes it.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask
Georgia
you.
makes it.
When you got 2 Saturdays in a row, Indiana hosts Ohio State, and then they go up to Ann Arbor. And I know we're not high on Michigan at all this year, but still, there is a mental thing too there with Indiana, Michigan, and Ann Arbor. It's not like they have much success.
Tommy Carr beats him. Got it.
And then then they got Minnesota week off, and then they go out, then they host USC in November, and Indiana usually not great. But then they got to go out to Washington. I don't think Indiana's schedule is like crazy tough, but I think with Josh Hoover, who can turn the ball over, I think it could be. I think 2-3 losses could happen, and that's not taking it away from how good Indiana actually is. I'm just saying that these losses could happen. So
yeah. I know. I wholeheartedly agree with you. I think it absolutely could, but it could not also. And Cignetti's a good coach. I mean, I don't like.
But if you're not picking Indiana, then are you comfortable picking USC? Is that
no?
Because you need to pick a third Big Ten team. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're making it.
All right, so who we got from the SEC? I would assume here to round it out.
I mean, it's between A&M and LSU for me.
Ooh. You got 2 teams to put in. You got right now you're at 10 out of 12.
And Greg, you're not buying my Penn State theory?
No.
Okay.
Like what? That they're going to be good?
No, they like their schedule is actually pretty.
It's pretty nice.
Pretty nice.
Have you seen their schedule? I can read it off to you if you want.
Read it off.
All right. So
it's actually a lot like Indiana's, just in different days.
I'm gonna take Texas A&M. By the way.
All right, Marshall, Temple, Buffalo. That's your out of conference. Wisconsin at home, at Northwestern, USC at home, at Michigan, Purdue, at Washington, Minnesota, Rutgers, Maryland. That's nice, right?
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean,
but they are going to lose twice. Will they make it if they lose twice? I don't think so.
Yeah.
No. Now,
because
they're going to have to have a marquee
is,
win on there.
They're
going to lose twice. They're going to lose twice, and they're not good enough to blow teams away. So their metrics aren't going to be that good. Like they could, like some teams have like Oklahoma's like a perfect example of this. It's like you got to beat the right teams because you're squeaking games out, but it's against the right team, so it's fine. Like
they beat
Penn
Texas,
State,
right? Right. Oklahoma beat Texas, and that's why they went to the playoff.
Yeah.
So, Greg, I have both
And Alabama.
Penn State and Virginia Tech making the playoff because sometimes college football is just funny.
Virginia Tech, that would be insane.
That would be fun.
Legitimately insane. I don't hate it. I'm taking. So let's see. I'm taking Texas A&M. I don't think LSU makes it.
Okay.
I think that's going to be. Honestly, I think that's going to be like a bad.
Do you think Alabama fully falls off? Is this the year that they've just fully? Is this it? Is this it for DeBoer? Because if DeBoer doesn't make the playoff, he's probably done.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think Ole Miss makes it.
Ole Miss
with Trinidad.
All right, so your picks are Miami, BYU, Georgia, Oregon. Like it. Notre Dame, Texas, Texas Tech, Navy, Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, and Ole Miss. I like it.
Go Navy.
We had the same. Other than I thought Texas was gonna. I'm selling Texas. I had Alabama instead of Texas. Other than that, we were the same. Fun.
Yep.
All right.
That only took 6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah, that was a quick 6 or 7.
The lies we tell ourselves.
That was the podcast.
I mean, every day.
But that's what I wanted. That's why Greg's here. Greg's here to be Greg.
That's right.
Right.
I'm here
I mean, at least I was trying to do the timeout.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was there any? If you've seen, have you seen it? Is there any that you take umbrage with? Do you need a link to this? Is there anybody's picks you take umbrage with, or that you can recall, where you're sitting there listening and you're like, "You idiot, you fool"?
No, you couldn't get over the fact that I said that Aeneas Williams runs funny.
No, but you had all of your picks are Aeneas Williams is going to be fine, but at every you're being dragged kicking and screaming towards Aeneas Williams.
No, just with a heavy hangover and a pair of sunglasses.
I think that after the thing that's going to happen is after week 1, Josh is going to be like, I didn't know that I could feel this way about someone.
About a man. Yeah. I want to know where love is.
I just don't know what about. I don't like. I think the way he runs ugly, screams like, "Oh, he sucks."
I think you're going to look at him. Honestly, I think you're going to look at him different. I truly think that. I truly believe
it's a lot like the raw sexual energy of Tom Selleck in the 80s, where you're like, this man, how are these women finding this man so attractive? And
because of his fucking powerful mustache.
A powerful mustache.
No, that's not a good analogy at all. Because
it's a perfect analogy because that mustache shouldn't work, but for Tom Selleck it does.
Look, he is furred down.
Yes.
Powerful
How
mustache.
How does that work?
How does it not work?
He is in fact a Wookiee. That's
he is a Wookiee.
How does it not work?
How does that work? But it does. It works.
How about I was thinking of more of an analogy of like you've only eaten something cooked.
Yes.
And now for the first time somebody hands it to you raw.
Ceviche?
I was thinking like a sugar snap pea, right?
Oh yeah.
Like you've only eaten it cooked, maybe in a wok, maybe in a
but I like sugar snap peas raw.
But that's
what I'm saying.
I like them better raw.
Right? No, that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
like,
that's the
maybe you didn't. Maybe they did nothing for you cooked. They hand it to you raw, and all of a sudden you find yourself you can't stop eating those damn sugar snap peas.
This is
you know what? Or to further it, maybe you've only eaten pizza with the cheese just melted and
just melted. It's never been cold.
And someone said, "What if you put cold cheese on top of the pizza?" And you were like, "That's insane."
Like,
I would never actually do that. No, you're silly. And then you do it, and then you're like, "Actually, the world is different now."
And all of a
It
sudden
is.
you're in
I am a
19.
different
All of a
person.
sudden you're in 1999
Yeah.
Guinness commercial, and
Yeah,
you're like little cutoff
and
figures.
it's like
Go,
the one
brilliant.
that's like, I smell colors, you know, and it's like that's how it is. You've transcended.
Like,
I think that's
I
what's gonna
don't
happen.
I don't think Aeneas Williams is cold cheese on pizza, but
He could be. He could be.
It could be.
But you didn't think
but-
cold cheese on pizza was a good idea, Josh,
but I-
and then you
but
did.
But I also I've never denied Aeneas Williams. Like, this is like that's the comedy of this all. Like, I've never once said that he's not going to be the starter.
You
or said
sound
somebody else should be the starter or any of that. I have been right down the line of he's going to have a great season. I just was saying, like Michael Floyd, dude runs funny.
Joshua,
He does.
you are Peter, and Greg is the commoner in the square who just asked you if you knew Jesus. Okay.
No, that's
You-
got you.
The cock is crowing, my friend.
No, this cock is.
All right, let's see how he gets out of this. Let's see how he gets out of this one.
Tune in next
This
week,
cock-
children.
This cock has been on the straight and narrow the entire time.
Yeah.
So no, I've been consistent with my talking up of Aeneas Williams as a producer. That is all. I don't have to like the way. If fucking Leonardo da Vinci was painting his paintings butt naked and had diarrhea, his paintings would still be great. I just rather not watch him paint. That's kind of like this. Like,
you don't want to see how the sausage is made.
He just runs. Yeah, exactly. He just run. I don't know why I didn't use that analogy rather than Da Vinci.
The
shit
naked
himself.
Da Vinci, yeah.
But it is what it is. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's a different gait, a different type of run than we have been used to, and that I like. But it's not that I don't appreciate it, and I think that he's gonna have a really great season. Like, shit, I feel like I'm talking God damn you guys! I feel like I'm talking to my teenage daughter. Like, I just said you could do the thing. Why are you yelling at me about you can't live your life? I just said yes.
Hey, I don't want to live your life.
Hey, speaking of Liv, speaking of Liv, congratulations on her going in her senior year, All-American cheerleader.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Well, not cheerleading this year.
Oh,
She's taking she's taking a different path this senior year. So she's putting career over everything else right now.
Oh, the apprenticeship.
Yes.
Which is
you can't hang a banner for an apprenticeship though. So
no, and actually,
but you can't pay your bills.
But I do have her banner here that was supposed to get hung up.
You know what? That's mature. There's maturity in that.
All kidding aside, that's
so. I'll just say this. I will say
at least
this.
2 out of 3 are going to make the right choice.
Number one, it was very disappointing because I've had this year mapped out for a few years. Ryan's freshman year playing football, Liv's senior year playing as a cheerleader. Like, it's been like, that's been in the back of your mind as this is going to be one of those feel good years, right? And so that doesn't happen. But the way that she led up to this decision, I'm actually proud of her and the way she had laid it all out.
Yeah.
And look, she's got goals. And let me tell you, 6 months ago, maybe those goals weren't there, or even getting in the car to go to those goals. So the way she got to everything, I couldn't be prouder, and I couldn't be happier about the direction that she's going. So any other like hang up I would have or disappointment I have, it's none of that fucking matters.
You know what?
It's still comical though that when she was a freshman, game 1, I looked over at my wife and I said, this is 11 years straight, right? Every Friday night in the fall, 11 years straight. You know that, right? And she kind of did the math and like, oh, she's right. So she gets out of a year of something, but not really. So It's still going to be the 11 years straight. So, it is what it is. So we're excited for Ryan's freshman year. A lot of probably him standing on the sidelines at the varsity games. So that's the kind of the bigger disappointment. And the Friday night games, at least Liv's senior cheerleader doing her thing. Ryan maybe doing a little special teams here and there. Who knows? That's cool, but he's not going to be too active varsity, more JV this year. So Friday nights are going to be a little hollow. I'll be on this. I'll help the team out, but
you know what?
yeah.
Maybe you could recharge the batteries. I'm surprised you're not coaching one of them.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Why aren't you coaching?
No, I got shit going on. I'm helping with stats. I'm helping with stats. I did that last year.
You know what you should do is you should sit in the crow's nest.
No.
I'm not even kidding.
You should take the L22.
You should get the L22. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What's nice about doing the stats is last year I said, I'll do defensive stats. Thank you. Which just easy, straight tackles, TFLs, sacks. And then I, for my own, fourth downs and yada, 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 do some other shit. But I can do that in the stands too. And honestly, for high school ball, seeing who tackled somebody 50 yards across the field from ground level isn't the easiest thing. So I can just kind of still sit back in the stands or go on the sidelines. Doesn't really make a difference. But no, I try to keep it light. I did just accept I'm going to be on the baseball board now next year. So,
is there anything you could do to get the playing cards back on the side of the helmets?
Can you do anything,
bro?
Yeah, it's back there.
Greg, look at this. Greg, look at this. All right, gorgeous, right?
Beautiful,
gorgeous, right? Also,
what's
that, baby?
What
the fuck is that?
That's very
good.
And
this was the year.
Yeah,
Ryan takes 26.
Yeah,
sweet. Where's it? We got it's a red and white. What was that picture I said? Was it a red and white stripe down the middle?
It's just a red and white stripe.
You know,
you may as well be Rutgers, man.
The last time Hicksville didn't have the cards in the helmet, I took it to the website and put an article.
Are you talking about when they had
I might have used
logo?
Oh my god,
the H.
Yeah, the New Jersey Hitmen.
New Jersey Hitmen.
Which a lot of like travel ball teams use that logo. It's ridiculous.
They sure do.
But I shouldn't have done that. I was an abuse of power.
You blew your load.
To drag them through the mud like that. But that's how strongly I felt about the cards needing to be on there. So I'll keep my mouth shut. Obviously, I'm talking about it now in the pod, and somebody will probably hear it. But so it's a first-year head coach. He's got to set his own agenda and do his own thing. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to get too worked up over it. I am upset because it is the best helmet. But
are they running the wing T?
They are. So if
they're running the wing T, then maybe we'll give grace.
So there is a lot of good. It sucks because they really should have gone to this 3-4 years ago, and then they'd be set in this standard. In fact, a lot of this offense is predicated off. It's kind of mirrors what Liberty Center has been doing. Liberty Center just won a state title. They're perennially, playing for state championships here in Ohio. They're just one division ahead of us. And a lot of what they do, they got a kid that's going to Ohio State on their line, but they normally don't have that kind of caliber of athlete. They just got really good ones in a really great system. But if we would have went to this 3-4 years ago, like I wanted, we'd be that much further down the line in this system to be where we're at. So I'm glad they're going to it now. My best advice was, stick with the system.
Stay the course.
Just stay the course. Don't fucking deviate. Just keep hammering it home. Bring it down to 5th, 6th grade levels doing it. And honestly, like all the spread shit that's getting run, it's funny. You run a 5th, 6th grade program, and you want to use the same terminology and stuff like that as you do the high school, especially in a small town when you're going to the pipeline. And they want you to run the same plays, but it's like I'm not running a spread passing offense in 5th, 6th grade. Like how it's just you're just asking to get your asses kicked or to have a bunch of failings because it's just not a system built for that age level.
Right.
But a wing T type system is. And eventually, and anytime they've ever tried to do that, like, do what the high school's doing, by about game 2 or game 3, they're already bringing it in and running like a power running offense. With a lot of play action if they're gonna throw.
Why didn't you offer a bag to Paul Johnson to run your program?
Yeah, exactly. Is Paul Johnson still with us?
Paul Johnson is definitely still with us. He's still alive, right? Paul Johnson's alive.
That's too much swagger for this town.
Yeah, Paul Johnson is 69
that's
years
69.
old. No.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's-
Josh, you said this is a new coach, right?
yeah, that young kid.
What if he's doing the thing where it's like you got to earn the cards?
Oh,
I thought that was actually the first thing I thought about. So Ryan did say that they're doing a lot more helmet stickers. So I don't know if he's doing more of the Ohio State thing. So I don't know what the helmet stickers look like. They might be the card symbols.
I would like it. Yeah,
which I would love. When I played, it was like it was like skull and crossbones, words that say pride. You had the hearts. Had a football.
No, you did cards.
They all meant different things.
Yeah,
So I really don't know what the game plan is, and I hate being that guy that was like, so what's going on with it? Like, I'll let it just happen, and as it happens, I'll figure it out. But I wonder the same thing too. You got to earn the cards.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's game week. Like the boys just had their Thursday night walkthrough. They had team meets. You know, you guys are listening to this. It's Friday night. It's week 1 for Hicksville, baby. We go up to Hilltop, ready to fucking smash them boys.
You got a spread?
Yeah, what's the spread?
Oh, last spread was 8.5, 7.5, 8.5, something like that.
Favored?
Yeah,
Favored?
Minus
Hilltop had 22 kids go out last year, and I don't think they got much more this year.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're gonna get we haven't started 1-0. I can't tell you how long, because our first game of the year has been for
So you're like Brian Kelly at LSU.
seasons. So basically, no. Basically,
Just can't go 1-0.
Hicksville's basically Eastern if they had to play Michigan first game of the season every year. You know what I mean? We were playing Patrick Henry every year. Now they finally get a chance to hit the ground running. The boys seem excited. I think they like the system. They had a good scrimmage last week. And I'll tell you what's funny. It was a 3-team scrimmage. And the second team that we played, which was in Lima Perry, after the first play happens, instant fight. We don't know any of these kids. We're not in the same it's distant. One play, boom, it's fucking on like Kong. And I think they might have even shortened the scrimmage up because it was getting so bad. Refs were screaming at our kids to shut up. It's just a scrimmage. It was heated, which you love to see. Like there was fight. Like the first scrimmage we had, pretty rough, but the team they played should be pretty decent this year. The 2 teams we played were both. The one was really a lot bigger than us, and we still played them tough, and then might have outplayed them overall. But they had a good showing. So there's a lot of momentum, positive vibes going into this. So you want to get this game 1 out of the way and then see what happens. Antwerp and Montpelier played tonight. Antwerp lost. Montpelier is like Miami. Who the fuck are they playing? Montpelier plays nobody. Like their entire schedule is full of nobodies. Antwerp and Edgerton included. So it's hard to tell how good they are, but I think the boys got a legit chance to maybe be 500 this year, which is a huge jump for where they've been at.
Before we get two out of the Notre Dame, can I give you guys my favorite idea for how you can fix spring football, even though it's not spring football? It's obviously fall camp.
Sure.
And this goes to what the NFL is doing right now, because you see a lot of these NFL teams and they partner up with another school and they do the split scrimmages, right?
Yeah, they play the other
famously
team.
right now. You got Philadelphia and the Patriots,
the Patriots,
right?
yeah,
Right. Brown and whatnot. I 100% believe that one of the greatest money-making things that college football could do is if a college football schools teamed up in the spring and then had their spring games instead of being intramural scrimmages. You played a spring game against the team that you practice with in the spring that's not necessarily on your schedule. So you could have somebody like Michigan and Notre Dame where they could be spring partners. They're not going to be playing, right?
I thought about this for years.
I think that is
you'll never see it.
But think about the money.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I was gun ho for it But then
Like
you think
spring
about,
Saturdays, and then you have like
but
Brendan,
that's
LSU
all.
and
This is more difficult.
Tech and-
but
Nobody
Brendan,
wants to make anything harder. Injuries are a real thing.
right.
Coaches
Brendan.
being neurotic and thinking
Yeah.
everyone's out to steal their shit is another thing.
But
Like,
I mean, the NFL.
You think Notre Dame's gonna? You
Brendan,
think Notre Dame's gonna let
Brendan.
another team see their shit in the spring? They don't
Brendan,
even let the media come in for anything more than
But
stretching.
we got closer to spring games are not even a thing than we got to spring games with against other teams.
But that's my point. Is they're not a thing, but they could be a thing, and money could be made.
Coaches don't want them to be a thing.
But
They want it to-
administrators
they
want them to be. They want money.
Look, that's why we had the standard Stableford scoring system where you got 0.3 points for a tackle for a loss or whatever, right? Like it's just they don't.
Brendan, you're not
you
wrong. Like if you did it, you would sell out.
You
Just
just
sell
you
out
don't
stadium,
need to
but
do
it's just never going to happen.
because then you can play your 22 and you don't need to worry about splitting them up. You go into it with the expectation of like, yeah, we'll play our starters in the first, and then we'll do the same thing.
I hear you, but coaches are the most fucking risk averse people. They have
But the
literally
NFL will do it. The NFL does it.
But the NFL doesn't do it in the spring.
No, but that's the point. Is the NFL does it when it's even worse. They do it right before the year. The spring is like, what am I risking? Like, what are you risking?
But Greg, I think, but the NFL is the same everywhere though. Like there's no
But
big
isn't college-
secrets.
But isn't college
even-
the same way now?
Yes and no, but the
It's just a
coaches
bunch of
still think it's,
mercenaries.
but the coaches still think it's 1962.
Right, but the
Okay.
administrators don't. Like they're all a bunch of,
honestly,
media
Josh,
entities.
if it was 1962, then we would be playing the recent alums of Notre Dame football. And
You got a point there.
If you the
If it was
thing is,
1942,
though,
play
is
Iowa
like
free flight.
they have to protect their investments.
they have to protect
Yes.
us.
The players, yeah.
Yeah.
They have $40 million in this roster, and they're not
Yeah.
going to watch. And the thing is, you could get injured in a spring blue gold game.
You
If
can
you're
get injured
driving in a
walking down the
UTV,
stairs. No, wait.
You could be
walking
driving
down the
in
stairs.
UTVs.
You're
driving an
you're-
ATV, right? Absolutely,
Yeah.
or passenger in ATV, right? Like
Yeah, you could be the passenger in a
you could be
utility
walking
terrain
down the
vehicle.
stairs, absolutely, right?
You could
Who
be
knew that Tyler
snowboarding.
Buckner falling down the stairs wouldn't be as popular as as Charles Jaguars ATV?
Hey, it's a UTV. It's a
Yeah.
utility terrain vehicle.
My bad.
That just means it's bigger and heavier, right?
It means it's got like the bars, and it's like
Yeah,
like
Crash bars, right?
yeah,
Mm.
which didn't help him having his arm outside. Oh.
No. You know, every time I think of that incident, and I'm not making fun of it at all, I'm just saying, but anytime I think of that incident, all I can think about is like Rocky Mountain type fucking terrain. Like he went tumbling down to the fucking the bottom of some valley through
Like,
some.
I'm pretty sure the
I have no
highest
idea.
elevation in the state of Indiana is like 50 feet.
It's
like,
in Fort
there's-
Wayne. It's in Fort Wayne. I thought Fort Wayne's the Summit City.
Yeah, what's the highest elevation in Indiana? Just aghast. Hoosier Hill is 1,257 feet. Get
Down in
out
Brown
of
County.
here.
Down in Brown County.
Yeah, in Wayne County.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 15 miles north of Richmond, close to the Ohio border.
Yeah, it looks like fucking Germany down there. Like I got lost going down to Miami, Ohio, ended up in Indiana, and came down through that spot. And you're looking around like, are these the fucking Alps? Like, where the hell am I? This is supposed to be Indiana.
Yeah, like
I thought I
Mount
was
Whitney in California is like
Did somehow I
14,000
skip over
feet.
Kentucky and end up in Tennessee? Where the hell am I doing here?
The highest elevation in California is 14,000 feet, and Indiana is like 1,200.
Damn right. That's crazy.
You're reminding me of actually one of my favorite improv songs from a live album. There's a Canadian band called Moxie Fruvis, and they had an improv song called The Lowest Highest Point, where they tried to get the members of their audience to guess which state had the lowest highest point.
Is it Louisiana?
It's not Louisiana, which makes Louisiana makes sense because of the swamps, right?
Right.
Do you know what the highest point in Louisiana is? 535 feet.
Okay. I'm just going off of the live album from 2000.
what's
If
the-
it's changed,
what state?
doubt
Who
it.
does have the
What
lowest?
state?
it was Delaware.
Oklahoma?
Delaware?
Fucking
Delaware.
447 feet. That is correct.
Wow.
That is
There you
wild.
go, folks. There's
You
your
know,
fun fact.
I mean,
of
it
the day.
basically is in like the swamps of. It's
right,
basically
but
just
like
the
Delaware is
swamps
just
of
like
New Jersey
a chip
extended.
on the side of the coast.
Yeah, but it's in that like swampy New Jersey, like Maryland swampy area, right?
My favorite was the person who yelled out New Hampshire, and he said, "New Hampshire, that's fucking Mount Washington."
Yeah. Yeah.
No, New Hampshire is the reason I haven't driven to fucking Maine, like with a car,
Right.
because you got to go. You can't
It's
fucking.
damn-
You got to drive
it's
around.
Yeah, it's damn hard. You like get the ferry in Lake Champlain to save yourself the weird go around, but
So,
anyway.
Brendan, you're a Michigander.
Yeah,
Alright,
that's
so-
rumor.
So I'm heading up to Green Bay for the Shamrock Series game.
You are. That's
And
nice. That's fun.
I hate driving through fucking Chicago.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Mhm.
So I was gonna go. I thought about going up to Ludington
Mhm.
or is it Ludington?
That's
and,
a long
and take
trip.
the ferry and take the ferry across
Mhm.
to Manitowoc. Have you ever done that?
No, I have not. I've not experienced. I've taken the ferry to Isle Royal. That's fun.
I know it's
4.5 hour ferry.
see, this is a 2 hour ferry, so and it's an extra 2 hours on a trip. It's a 2 hours longer than I was driving, but it's also 2 hours where I might be able to nap.
Yeah, just be careful. You know, every time I think of a ferry, other than the time I was on, I think of the horse from the hit movie Ring.
What?
Horse is right. Remember in the movie The Ring, they go to the thing, and the horse just like yeets itself off and like gets caught up in the propellers.
Oh yeah.
So just be mindful of that. You know,
Just
keep
be
that in
mindful.
mind.
Just
Just
be
keep that in
careful.
the
when you're on
back
there.
of your mind. Just keep it in the back of your mind.
You know, if
So-
you're going to an island to meet a haunted girl.
All right, so now I'm driving through Chicago now.
Yeah, I wouldn't
'Cause
go
I-
through Michigan and scooting over. That's
It just looked enticing because I hate driving through Chicago.
yeah,
and
but it
I
adds
just-
like 7 hours on your trip, right?
2 hours, only 2 hours, only 2
One,
hours.
two.
If
And
you catch it at the right time.
Fair enough. Yes. Yeah. It just
I mean,
looked enticing and relaxing, and just whoop, right there.
That's basically, I mean, you know, a trip.
And I've never
Either
done
way,
it.
it's basically
I just-
like Greg hopping on the one, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what that's like.
it's exactly like that. How long
Okay.
does it take you to get like 400 or like 200 miles on the one?
Oh my God. Going north.
Yeah, going north, just like taking it up.
I
Let's
mean,
see, you're going to the land of heathens.
see, the thing is like once you get out of like Malibu, you're okay, but getting out of Malibu takes forever because then you got to go through Santa Monica and it's just like a whole bunch of, you know, it's not that bad once you get past Santa Monica and then Malibu and you know, you go through the Palisades there, then you're good.
That's pretty, yeah, because it's always wild when like I think about like the perspective of driving certain amounts like in the Midwest and like getting like, you know, you can go 200 miles like in all directions, right?
Yeah.
But then when I think about the same thing compared to like California is basically the Midwest, right? Just the state is enormous,
Right.
but like the amount of time it takes you to get because of that traffic is just
I think the only thing is like if you don't care about the traffic piece, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
because
Like driving along the beach, the coastline in Santa Monica and Malibu and everything, like it is very beautiful. If you don't care, the thing is, it's like you're kind of going through a city at that point. So it's like there's lights. There's traffic, yes, but there's a bunch of lights. Like it's almost like street driving. Whereas once you get out of there, now you're just kind of like on the coast, and then that is like an incredible drive.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I recommend.
It's a little bit different than making a trip through like Ohio, where it's like
It's a
that's
little different,
cornfield.
right? So it's different than taking the interstate, you know, the 90, you know, going over, you know, to
Yeah,
South
it's
Bend.
like I'm gonna get on the 80 and just get on
So I think-
76 and just cruise.
I think what I'm hearing Greg say is there's street lights, people, and up and down the boulevard. Is that what
Up
I'm
and
hearing?
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Street lights.
You got the, yeah.
Yeah.
I had an ex-girlfriend who loved that group.
Did you ever go to her house for a Notre Dame football game?
No. She's the one who she's the one when she broke up with me. She wrote me a letter and said you're way too into Notre Dame. And I was like,
you know
I
what?
was like, honestly, that's fair.
That's a win. That's a win.
Did you send her a YouTube clip?
What's that?
Did
you send her a YouTube clip years later?
No, man. No. It's all good.
Brother.
It's
Brother,
fine.
you're doing it
Like
wrong.
honestly, like look, if she was a big Brady Quinn fan. That's true. She's a big Brady Quinn fan.
But she pegged you though. She pegged you.
Look, she was not wrong. Like, look,
she's not wrong. Yeah.
Look, if you don't want that life,
Listen,
then I am not the person for you.
Hold on.
And you
got
found
a
your person, so
do you got a list that you cross off with lipstick every once in a while?
Like Steve Buscemi and Billy Madison.
Yeah.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
everything worked out.
Everything worked out.
that's right.
You
Yeah,
fucking
beautiful
California
children.
people. Jesus Christ.
He got to see what was it? Was it the Air Force game? No, it wasn't the Air Force game. It was UCLA.
Stanford.
UCLA.
UCLA.
What are we talking about?
UCLA.
It was
The
UCLA.
pay-per-view
The game. The
pay-per-view game you went over.
Oh no, that was Purdue.
Purdue.
That was Purdue
Oh, no.
in 1999. Yeah.
Oh, it was
shit.
Drew Brees. It was Drew
Jeez.
Brees. Purdue.
Yeah, it's Drew Brees.
Is that the Gary Gotze game?
No. That was
no.
the
99
that was
lost.
the
That's the blown Davy time management. At the
Oh,
fucking-
yes,
what?
yes. That like a
Yeah.
full house
Mari
backfield
Holloway.
with like
Yeah.
10 seconds left. They rolled out Jarius Jackson. He took a sack with no timeouts.
Yeah.
Bob
Couldn't get
Davey.
back to life.
They ran out the field goal unit while Jarius Jackson also thought I'm going to take a snap and spike it. So
Yeah.
if you ever find this
Yeah.
game, that he's under
No,
center
Burn this
while the field goal holder and kicker are lined up behind him.
Can you imagine if that happened in the year of our Lord 2026,
It would be pretty good.
and our
Also-
team wasn't coached by Dave Clawson?
Two things about that. Two things about that game, if I might. I was in the Purdue student section for that game. I had a buddy from high school that went to Purdue, and he invited me out to the game after I invited him to the '98 game, which, by the way, was a fucking great game. And Brendan, thank you for helping me during the pandemic get that game shown to the larger audience. Second thing is, that's not the only game that Bob Davey mismanaged the clock in. In fact, it was not the only game that month Bob Davey mismanaged the clock in. He also mismanaged the clock in the Michigan game, which we also lost.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Purdue one was much worse, but it was pretty.
But 99 is such a dude. I think we did a whole podcast once on
The fucking year
99
we
season.
beat Bob Stoops and went 5-7.
The greatest comeback in Notre Dame Stadium history
Yeah.
against Bob Stoops, and then you redo it and do it bigger and better against USC a few weeks. Like 99 was
99 was
a
wild.
nuts year,
Lit.
nuts year.
They were down
Would not
30
want
to
it.
14 to Oklahoma.
Yep.
Came
I
back
was in
and
the
won
stands for that one.
35-30. Yeah, they came back and won 35-30. They were down, I think it was 21-3.
In fact, Jabari Holloway's touchdown that he caught was right in front of me.
Got it.
So good times. Did not think it was going to be good times.
Tight end
Most of that
throwback.
game. Most of that game. No, that it was funny. I went up there with Dad, and we took the shuttle from White, and there's all these Oklahoma people in there, but there was one dude that drove all the way from Oklahoma that was a Notre Dame fan, like a typical like subway alum out in the middle of nowhere, and they're all blowing him shit on the way over. And after the game, we go and we get on the shuttle to go back to White. Sure enough, there's that dude with this big group of friends, and they're looking like Charlie Brown, dude. They're all hands in pockets, head down, and he's seen us, and it was just his dad had started talking to him about how the hell do you hang out with these guys, but he had seen us across the way. I never seen a happier dude. I can imagine that trip from South Bend to Norman was quite fun for him. But yeah, 99 was fucking nuts. Absolutely nuts. Yeah, the USC game was the game I wrecked my car while I was listening to the game. Because I was so into what was happening. Good old AM radio.
Crazy.
Greg. No, I'm not going to ask you.
Okay.
No, I mean, I mean, we don't predict it in our prop bets. So I'm like, so you can put it on the record in multiple places, so you might as well put it on here.
Yeah.
Like, we know the ceiling. We know what the ceiling is for this team. I think we understand what the floor is for this team. But is this the year where I get to run through the middle of Hicksville butt ass naked?
So I think I've told you guys this story before. Like I can't eat Chen's orange chicken until Notre Dame wins the national championship. And so I haven't eaten Chen's orange chicken since like 20 or maybe 2007.
Is that why you're so on the Panda Express orange chicken?
Well, no, I'm not.
Wait,
it's just like
so
there's
you're-
this
so you're
is
cheating.
this is the Chen's orange chicken is like, glut.
Creme de la creme.
Yeah, I mean it's like 10,000 calories, right? It's just so bad. And so I can't eat it. I said I can't eat this until Notre Dame wins the national title. I'm planning to eat orange chicken this year.
Yeah, buddy.
I just think it's their time.
Love it.
Like
love
it just seems to me like this. It usually happens to where it's like, hey, the time is now. The time is right. I think the team feels it. I think that the program feels it. I think that the university feels it. Like I think even people in college football feel it. Like it's just kind of.
I mean, Bill Bender wrote up. ESPN the magazine came back with a college football preview magazine. Sam's, my boy. He's on all of the magazines. The college football.
Right.
Bless him. Reads them cover to cover like 15 times. So we got them all, and like ESPN's got Notre Dame. Pat Forty's got Notre Dame. And these are like some institutions that are not notorious with picking Notre Dame. And I think about it narratively, big picture. If Notre Dame were to win the national title this season, like the SEC drought continues. And I just think narratively speaking,
Go Midwest.
I mean, just the dominance of the Midwest, right? Because Michigan asterisks, Ohio State, Indiana, Notre Dame, and you're talking about looking at like a half decade with no Southern team winning a national championship.
But that's a poverty thing, though. Like the reason why the Midwest, the reason why the SEC, like Shane Gillis is 100% on point. Like Nick Saban shouldn't either. I understand why he's so pissed, but he shouldn't be pissed because he was telling the truth. Like now that everybody has money, it's the most money. The SEC does not have the bankrolls to throw out there. Like
yes, no, but like no, because here's what I'd say. Like Indiana's still like they don't have like Indiana's still like they can have the bankroll all they want. But the difference is like the SEC hasn't had quarterbacks. And even when Georgia was winning titles, they were doing it with Stetson Bennett. Like the SEC just doesn't have quarterbacks. And I think that it's getting to the point where like you need a quarterback to win a national title, I think.
And when they had Burrow, they
had Burrow.
And then they had Burrow, and then they had Mac Jones, who was.
And they had Mac Jones.
All I'm saying is the portal and NIL changed the game. You can't
Also pre-NIL. That was also pre-NIL.
Yeah.
Right. So portal and NIL changed the
and you were able
game.
to stockpile.
The schools that are spending the most money are your Big Ten schools, Notre Dame. Like those schools are the ones that you are getting those big numbers from. The SEC, they just don't have. They had a lot of car dealerships that could hand out 30 grand bags.
I mean, Michigan didn't spend. They cheated, but they didn't spend a ton of money.
They were spending the money. Don't get that.
They spent money on retention. Retention.
I mean,
but they didn't.
Right, but that's the same thing. I mean, just because you're not right, like retention is huge because it's the old adage of you want to get old and stay old.
Yeah. And
so if you're retaining your talent, like if Notre Dame had been doing that more over the last 5 years, add maybe 4 more wins. You know what I mean? Like it was the whole reason why Stanford was ever good anyways during that run is because they were constantly fucking throwing out their, 15, 50-year seniors as starters.
Yeah.
So
party in the backfield.
The other thing I think is like, I think Notre Dame, like, I think they're going to win the national championship. So there's that. And then I also think like this
start.
could be like the start of like a Carroll Kirby Smart run.
Not even like better than Smart. I think Kirby Smart. You don't want to say Saban because that's ridiculous. But like,
I think that's probably too hard.
It's way too hard. You can't say
I just think that what Marcus is building recruiting wise, like with the lines.
Dabo, Sweeney, maybe. I think Dabo might be the right.
Well,
And I know
Dabo's
there's some negative
possible.
commentating. But
It's
Dabo
possible.
he had a 10-year run, right?
Yeah.
Greg, are you suggesting then that Marcus is immune to the tempting offers of the NFL?
I think that it's so Matt put something out the other day. It was kind of a, I don't want to say it was throwaway. It was embedded in a piece that had nothing to do with this, but it was like he mentioned Sean McVay, he mentioned the Rams, so that's interesting to me. And then he mentioned like your Brendan Steelers.
Yeah, and the Steelers, they're 2 years. They're gonna do Mike McCarthy for 2-3 years as a transitional coach, and then the job will come back open.
Yeah, and then I think that's the one. I think it's either the Steelers or it's like someone like the Rams. Like they're obviously intriguing. So,
but I think one of the things with the Rams too, and I think institutionally speaking, I think he's also comfortable now building a tree as well, which I think that there's a lot of appeal. And if you're pointing to the Rams, like what is Sean McVay's biggest impact on the NFL? And yeah, he won a title, but Sean McVay's biggest impact is like how many coaches in the NFL are from the tree?
Yeah.
And like building that up there. And I think that, you know, you look at somebody like what Lane Kiffin has done, and you look at some of these guys bouncing around, or guys taking jobs that they weren't ready for, and then them flaming out. And I think having Notre Dame stability and putting in, like he is young, and everybody points that out. He's not going to be here when he's 50. But like, why wouldn't you stay at Notre Dame till you're 45 and then go to the NFL?
See, I'm falling more and more into that camp. Other than like, I don't see Marcus Freeman going to the NFL anytime soon. Pre 50 years old.
Yeah,
and I will stick to my guns though on the Ohio State train. If Day's gone, they come calling. Your alma mater calling you back home, and a program like that is a hard thing to say no to.
The one thing I will say is this: if like you are leaving where you are the next thing. You're the next.
But he's also different. Like he's not built the same as a lot of coaches that we've seen going through. So maybe he doesn't go. I mean, maybe he does mean what he says about I'm fucking here, you know, for the long haul. But maybe that long haul is only another 7-8 years. I mean, it's hard to tell at Notre Dame. Like Kelly lasted, but almost out of spite.
Yeah.
More than anything else. But you know, it's one of those jobs where it's hard to be there for a long, long time.
He was not good enough to leave, but he was too good to stay, but not good enough to leave, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but you know, Freeman's he's surprised me more than I would. He has surprised me more than I thought a coach would at Notre Dame, in the way that he does a lot of different things, and good and bad. And so I guess any route that he goes won't be surprising to me, but I would be a little bit surprised by any kind of departure, maybe other than Ohio State, like within the next 4 or 5 years. I
think 4 or 5.
I guess what I'd say is if he wins a national championship, as Greg is predicting, there will be plenty of offers, and he has an opportunity to basically strike at his absolute apex as a college football coach. I don't think he'll be any more desirable winning 2 national championships than he would be winning 1 national championship.
Right, but
how many straight from college to pro coaches have been successful? Like Marcus is huge on analytics, right? Like that's the whole reason why Anthony Tresh is on the sidelines.
Yeah,
doing things.
But Jude's right though. whether he wants them or not. They're
Yeah.
Oh, the offers are coming.
They win
Right, but
NFL.
his job, his
The offers
offers
are
will
coming.
be
And-
any
and-
different
but I mean-
now.
And I don't want. I'm not saying he'll absolutely go. What I'm saying is, I think one of the things that we don't think about enough is the age of his kids and the influence of his wife. Right? He has
So
an
that's
opportunity.
why I'm thinking about that.
He has an opportunity to make generational wealth for his family by
What are you talking
taking a multi-year contract in the NFL, or maybe they see that as a dead end path, and that he has an opportunity to create a legacy and also stability in Indiana at Notre Dame.
He's also not making peanuts either. Like he's making
Like,
generational wealth right now.
If he wins the national championship this year, they'll never kick him out. They'll never kick him out.
he'll make generational wealth.
And not only that, not only will they not have to kick him out, but like again, look what he's building. It gets easier.
It does.
next year,
It gets easier.
But
And
that's
not
what I
just
think.
that, but like
They'll
all the
have all the
so like all the
five-stars.
pressures. Like think of all the pressures that just kind of go away. Like things you don't have to think about. Like I don't have to think about my schedule ever again. Why do I have to think about it? Like I could play whoever that I want. Like let someone else come and deal with that. Like I don't have to deal with be concerned about my schedule. I already won a title. Like it gets easier that way. It gets easier in the sense that like when you have the lines that he's building, it's impossible to be bad. You can't be bad when your lines are that good. You can't.
Well, Dabo Sweeney would like to have some words with you, but I will say,
But
I will
his
say this
offensive line, but
too.
you talked about this
and-
forever. His
and
offensive lines, were
Offensive
not
lines have
good.
been.
Here's what I'll say
Stretch.
about being the head coach of Notre Dame as well, and maybe he's seen this firsthand, or maybe he's talked to people as well. But when you're the head coach of Notre Dame, you are coaching a different type of
You're
athlete. And you
shopping down a
don't
different
have-
aisle.
Well, yes,
Is that what
because you don't
Is that
have.
what you want to say?
You're not like Kirby Smart stays
Are you
up
saying
at
they
night.
have to have the right kind of guy?
Well, no. Well, yeah, yes. But Kirby Smart stays up late at night wondering who's the next player that's going to get arrested. Right. And when you're in the NFL, you're like, all right, who's getting a DUI? Who's getting busted at the strip club? Who's beating their girlfriend? Who's doing what headache do I have as
That's
far
also
as
Georgia.
Like, what,
But
right.
But here's the counter argument. I think the argument I just made, right, which is the college football landscape is in such flux. You have no idea what the Notre Dame football job entails 5 years from now. You have
Right.
a pretty good. You have a
That's
very
right.
good sense what the New York Giants job entails 5 years from now. Right? It's just not going to change that much. The NFL is the
Well,
Titanic.
I mean,
You'll have a rat fink owner that.
But he'll still be a rat fink owner.
Yeah,
as
you'll
far as,
still
like,
be a rat fink owner.
Jude, you're right as far as like the basics of an organization and how they run. But like, if 5 years from now, we could have seen a New York Giants Super Bowl championship and a 2-win season within a span of 5 years, easy. Where that is more up and down. Whereas a place like Notre Dame, what he's built, Greg's absolutely right. Like there's a little more constant. Like you know what you're getting into every year you're into the mix.
Think about when he joined, he had no way of understanding how NIL was going to level the playing field to his advantage, right?
No, because it happened after he was hired.
Right. That's what I'm saying is when he was hired, he had no way of knowing, right? And so they have made great strides. They've been first movers on a lot of things. They've done a lot of things the right way and taken advantage of that. But what happens if they don't anticipate the next big seismic change in college football? Right?
I don't know. Maybe they go back to the Irish Players Club emojis. I don't know how those holding up.
The NFTs, yeah, they're not worth that much.
Oh God, that was the worst conversations. No, I just
rug pulls.
But you brought up the kids. I guess I'm looking at it just as a father. Like I realize, I understand that the college job takes more time away as a parent, as a husband, than the pro job does. It just does. Every coach you talk to going from college to the NFL, they have a little more free time. They're not on the road recruiting, doing all this other random ass shit. But you're raising your family. We're in a family where your faith is important at the place where the most famous place for your faith in the country is at. And it's a pretty decent setup where you got
Well, you
safe.
also live 5 minutes away from where you work. Your
cost-
children are
your cost of living,
children
the cost of living in this area.
super
Like
low, but
Greg's paying way more than I
like
am.
how often?
Yeah.
How often are the Freeman
I'm just saying,
kids
like,
at
But the Freemans will be
practices
immune to that. That won't affect.
But
them.
like the,
Right, but I'm
when you're
just
a
saying, your
college
money.
coach, you're like living.
When you
there.
talk about
When
like,
you're
well, he
pro,
can make more
you're,
money in the
like,
NFL as
commuting.
compared to the college.
No, but
Well, yeah,
you're,
but if he goes to place, if he goes to coaches the
but the-
Rams, how much of that
No,
money
but-
is he really seeing?
Well, no, but that's the thing is like you're making the argument that everyone should play for the Miami Dolphins because Florida has no income tax, right? Like it's just
Or Tampa Bay.
or
when you're
or
talking-
Or the
Texas.
Jaguars.
when you're
Or
talking
Texas.
about that kind of money, people are immune.
No,
to
I
the
get it. I just feel like
cost of living.
family's important to him and his wife.
Family's important. The more Vinnies
Ray-
that get out the door, the more easy it is to pick up and move your family, right?
Yeah,
I
but
think the other part.
but his last one is still like maybe in 4th, 5th grade.
I'm not saying they all have to move. I'm just saying that the more you get out the door, right? Because Brian Kelly,
Right.
his big move, from Notre Dame came after his kids went out the door, right?
Right.
Grace
I mean,
was
I
in her
think-
last year.
I think too when you look at like Notre Dame and a university like that, like it's his program, and so therefore, like however much he wants his family around,
Yeah,
then
that's
that's totally fine,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
everyone is good with it, right? No
Right.
problem. And sure, like he has a GM and Mike Martin, but like Marcus is the boss, Like I'm sure there's things that Mike Martin is in charge of that Marcus will, kind
Defer.
of delegate to him, but Marcus is the boss there.
It's
right?
still a stamp of approval on it. I think.
Yeah,
he's
like Pete
deferring.
Pavakwa,
He's deferring to it. He's not being told.
right?
Right.
Pete Pavakwa, like he's obviously the AD, but like they have a different kind of relationship. Like Pete Pavakwa knows like Marcus is the football guy, and I'm in
Well,
charge
and
of
Marcus
some
is making magnitudes of order more than Pipo Vacqua is too.
right. So
Gone
so
are the days of your AD making more than your head coach.
you go to the Giants. Yeah, you're the head coach. The GM is in charge of
GM's
things.
the guy who makes the draft.
And the
owner
owners
is
in charge of the
things.
GM.
Like that's not your program. That's
Right.
not your thing, And like just think about how good you have to be to get to the point where it's like this is mine. You got to be freaking Bill Belichick.
So the problem, Greg, I think, is a lot of these coaches that succeed on the college level have their egos built up to the point where they truly believe
They
that
think it's theirs.
right? That
Yeah.
that they can transcend that. They can be the coach GM, right? They
But
can
the
be
numbers say
I-
otherwise.
That's
I
why
underst-
Jim.
I
That's
understand.
why Jim Harbaugh famously didn't take the Minnesota Vikings job. Is because the Vikings wouldn't give him the keys to the kingdom, and then he came back to Michigan, won a national title, cheating, and then he ended up taking the Chargers job where they gave him the keys to the kingdom. Yeah, that's and Urban Meyer wanted the keys to the kingdom of Jacksonville, and they were like, sure, you can have them. And what did he do? He drove
He crashed the
car into a
Porsche into
lake.
the.
Yeah.
he made like Aaron Hernandez, and he drove it right into the pond.
I was gonna say like Michael Scott, and he took the GPS directions a little too literally, but
Yeah, that too. But no, I don't know. I think the Marcus Freeman, is he here or is he going to stay? Conversations are flighty at best because I
I mean,
just
it's tough. We don't know him.
we don't
I was
know.
gonna say we just don't. We have really no idea. And
It's
there
just a
could be
nice kid.
there could be a grander plan in the back of his head that only him and his wife know about. And that's it.
That's just fine.
And so we're along for the ride, right, Greg? Well, hopefully we're eating orange chicken
Long may it
Monitoring-
continue.
Monitoring the
And-
situation.
for as long as we get this. And the great thing about Marcus is you have to give Kelly credit for leaving the place better than he found it, which Marcus is only going to improve upon that exponentially. So whenever he does leave, if he does leave, the program will be in good shape, which generally means it'll end up going into good hands with a good hire, right? Like we're not like Notre Dame went from being Urban Meyer turning them down his dream job, turning down his dream job at Notre Dame down because they couldn't win there, to now it's a place where, for sure, if Marcus left after the season, there would be a lineup of names, and half of those names would be guys that have trashed Notre Dame every chance they can get.
Everything about that program is second to none.
None, exactly.
Now, in every aspect. Undergrads are getting admitted now.
They were getting
it is full all systems
dragging and
go.
screaming, right, Jude? Like Notre Dame. Notre Dame
I don't think on this, we
but
didn't
it
even
took a
mention
bit.
on this podcast the Shields Hall.
Yeah.
Which is just it's an insane place.
I mean, they spend money in NIL now.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like they have a jersey patch.
You're spending money on recruits. Even when NIL first happened and people were spending money on recruits, Notre Dame stayed away from that, in a lot of ways. And now it's just like it's all just second nature now.
You know what was really big? I don't know if this was the turning point, but for me, what was really big was when that Penn State backup quarterback decided he'd rather not play in the bowl
or whatever. What's his name?
in the bowl game, and he was chasing the bag or whatever. I remember having a conversation at that time with somebody who knew about the fact that Notre Dame was working to avoid that very situation by having the conversations with guys about the money that they needed to retain them for the year, not just through the bowl games, but for the next year going forward and stuff like that. They were like negotiating with dudes, right? And it's just, I think this was I don't say that was the switch that flipped it, because they probably were way ahead on that, months ahead on that. But the idea that they saw ahead and they said, wait a second. People are going to leave us right as we may need them. We gotta lock this down, and we gotta stop pussyfooting around with this, like, only the top 10 people get paid, or, top 25, and it's a sliding scale, and everybody else. They were giving every dude money, every dude on the roster. It wasn't just, hey, I'm number 23. I get paid.
Just think of how far Notre Dame has come from where they were.
End up going,
and in a short period of time where they went from damn near nothing to you had to do certain charity works to get. I mean, like this whole thing was like this giant, like not even giant. It was like really slow, dumb.
Every college did that, but the difference was not every college wrote a op-ed with their president and their AD saying, if we go to the pay model, we're going to just take our ball and go play fucking Harvard, right?
Right.
So,
right.
Like, that mentality died fucking quick. And by the way, huge credit to Chad Bowden, right? Chad and Marcus were the ones who were pushing on that shit. And I know that nobody loves to give a guy credit when he leaves to go to USC, but those guys were constantly they were like the Raptors on the electric fence. They were checking to see how much they could get away with, and they were pushing Notre Dame to get out of its
as
comfort.
They should.
So, yeah, and they did it.
I mean, but a lot of that's also Notre Dame being Notre Dame, and maybe you're bluffing a little bit or a lot to try to save yourself some money, try to get things. It's just like what's going on with congressional legislation. Everyone's saying one thing and trying to do one thing because that's how they want it to get paid. It has nothing to do with, what's best for the sport itself.
Here's what I feel without any proof. If Brian Kelly was still our coach, Shields would be 2 years away at least, right? It just, everything moves so much slower that he was letting the old guard. He was just throwing his hands up and saying, well, this is just the Notre Dame way. I've tried, and and they're just too intransigent.
The same way he approached recruiting, where Brian Kelly was fine just sitting in his office, and he would take no for an answer.
Marcus and Chad did not accept no. They accepted. They said I heard you say no, but it's actually no, but right. But we can do this. This is an infraction. This is an infraction. This is the line. This is where we want to be, right there.
And the proof's in the put. Greg, recruiting rankings. Like,
right.
How long have we been following it? Last year, close to that. We're over the 300 mark. We look at the 247 composite. It was just a baseline that I know that we all use, but like it's never been this good. It's never been and not just good, but like machine-like in nature. Like Notre Dame knows what they're doing. They go after it. They get it, and building their roster and just.
It is funny. It is funny.
It's just insane how this is all working. Notre Dame took a hit when all the NIL stuff first happened because they were late to that. They kind of took a hit, and the best thing about Marcus Freeman kind of wasn't ever able to shine right off the jump. But now that Notre Dame is back on the level of everybody else, you're allowing Marcus Freeman to be him and with his program. And again, we've never seen this type of talent flow into South Bend from a recruiting standpoint alone. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It is funny that the recruiting has gone from September, October, and November being Brian Kelly scrambling to find to fill out the roster,
Plan C.
Yeah, Plan C's. And now, is it fair to say Marcus is going to go big game hunting this fall?
No, because they don't have any spots. Because they've already the game is already caught.
So hold on.
They have turned
Greg,
National Signing
Greg,
Day into the most boring thing.
Yeah.
Hold on, Greg. So that is a contradictory thought. So are you telling me that there are recruiting services out there selling the fact that Notre Dame is going big game hunting to just put it out there when they're really aren't because they are done?
I mean, are they done? Right? I think Caden Henderson could be a thing.
That's what I mean with big game hunting.
Oh, then yeah.
That's what I mean.
No. Yeah, I thought you meant are they trying to fill? I think Caden Henderson is.
They're not doing anything. It's not a thing longer where they're trying to find a guy or two to fill out the roster. Now it's we're spending September, October, and November, and we're going to take big swings, and if we don't hit them, it's fine because our roster's set.
Yeah, they don't have holes. I mean, basically, the linebacker situation, they have one spot, and for them, it was when everyone thought Caden Henderson was going to commit to them, and they didn't, and he didn't for reasons, I think it had a lot to do with him being convinced that maybe Marcus Freeman's not going to be around. As we come to November, maybe he starts to be a little bit more confident in Notre Dame's, if they're a number one team or whatever it might be, they're undefeated going against Miami. I will not be at all surprised if Caden Henderson visits for the Miami game.
Yeah. But
first of all, he'd be stupid not to just come and watch the game. There's just that. But but we won't hear about it. First, what I do think is if he comes for that game, he will be a Notre Dame's class, in my opinion. And that's and if he doesn't, then he won't. But I think that he loves Marcus Freeman, and I think the thing is well, if he's not at Notre Dame, then I don't want to go to Notre Dame, and so he needs to be convinced I'm going to be around.
And that's what I mean is 5 years ago, that's not the case.
5 years ago, he wouldn't even be.
No, but what's Notre Dame do? What is Notre Dame recruiting 5 years ago in
Jeremiah Wusu-Kormo?
Well, there's that.
I mean,
but even BK was surprised that.
You're finding guys like him and Jack Kaiser and
True.
JD Bertrand,
yeah,
and Bo good players. It's not like they're not good players.
Audric Estime.
Exactly.
Bertrand,
these are good players.
Bertrand was part of that fun class where remember when we
still had
scholarship.
Him and Maris,
we still had scholarship
limits.
We're fuck, are we gonna gray shirt Louis Fowl and Bertrand?
Yeah. And they're both in the NFL.
Yeah.
Look, they did a good job at identifying these guys, right? They absolutely did. 100%. But also maybe get the guy who's obviously a first round pick, like KVA. Maybe get him too.
You're not looking for 10-2 guys, you're looking for 12-0 guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, gentlemen, I think we hit about a 3-hour threshold here, at least for attention spans. So I think it's safe to say we probably did the thing.
We rocked them.
Greg, you're still going to be on a milk carton because that intro.
No, that's fine.
Kind of
it's totally fine.
The intro's a banger, and because I know
what I needed to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Now it's just funny.
So it's there. It's part of the lore. So
yeah.
But I think we did the thing for the night. So let's wrap this up. Greg, you're the guest tonight, so you go first. What do you got left in the tank?
Super excited for the season. I hope everyone is excited for the season. Excited to be on with you guys again, of course. Hopefully throughout the year, maybe are we doing the top 20 thing?
Yeah.
Am I submitting the
100%.
audio for that? So
Yep.
very, very excited to
Yep.
submit the audio for that. Congratulations.
What games are you going to this year?
I'm going to Rice. I'm going to Miami. Family's coming to Rice.
Nice.
All right.
So, yeah, they're like, "Oh, are you going to sit with us?" And I was like, "No."
No, so sorry,
I gotta
Charlie.
be in the box. Gotta be in the box. But they're gonna come. My beautiful boy is gonna watch that. So, he's gonna love it. And hopefully, my daughter can take in a soccer game. Try to plant that seed in her mind.
Yeah.
I love that too.
Yes. So,
Greg, please tell the people who listen to us. I'm sure they listen to you, but tell them all the places that they can find your work, because that's important.
You can find me on Twitter at 2126 Greg2126. You can find me at irishsportsdaily.com with Jamie and Matt and Christian and Mike Frank. I think we do a good job. All Notre Dame fans. It's something, right? We kind of live and die with it, even though we try to. We're professionals. We try to do our best. Jamie and I are on Hit and Hustle. We're kind of bi-weekly, although when the season starts, it's like kind of every day.
It's been very everyday-y.
Yeah. Once the season begins, there's a Monday, there's a Tuesday, there's a Thursday, there's a Friday, there's a Saturday, Sunday. Sometimes there's a Wednesday. I have something in mind that I want to do on Wednesdays. We'll see if it comes together, but so there's that
teaser.
So YouTube, Hit and Hustle, subscribe to our channel,
and make sure you download. I watch YouTube and listen to the podcast and do the double dip.
Yeah, download
double dip that shit.
Yeah, download us.
I just downloaded to make sure I have it.
Apple Spotify. So that's where you can find it.
Are you aware of have you seen any of the coverage for your daughter? Because I made sure Sophia is quite aware.
What do you mean?
Have you seen what Notre Dame's women's soccer team's projection to do this year?
I saw their number 2.
Number 2,
yeah, I did see that. I mean they're good.
They're good. I'm excited.
They're a good team. Yeah, I'm trying to. Last year was tough.
The World Cup was the first time. I mean, our daughters, I think, are the same 12, right?
She's turning 12 in October.
Yeah. So, yeah, that U12, that 2014 girls. This was the first year she was she watched World Cup. And it's the first time that she actually sat down and watched like actual soccer besides just playing it. And so I think she's receptive to watching full games. So we're going to be watching a lot of women's soccer on the ACC network.
That's great. I mean, it's good because like the Long Beach State, they're right here and they have a good program. I mean, like our club is owned by the Long Beach State head coach. So that actually gets us nothing in terms of like perks. But we still pay for parking. We still pay for tickets. But they play where she doesn't practice there anymore, but she used to practice there. So that's where they play. So she watches all the time. One of the best player on their team actually trains her every now and then. So
that's sweet.
Nice little.
It would be very hard to get a Cali girl to go to the middle of Indiana, but
I told her, hey, you go there, I will move to South Bend and I will be there.
There you go.
Oh no, twisting his arm.
Is your wife on board with that?
You're gonna have to be.
There's a beach. I was just there on Sunday.
You have other children, you know that, Greg.
Hey man, I'll figure out something.
They'll be all right. They'll be all right.
Second home. I love it.
Brendan, what do you got left in the tank?
Man, I don't have anything. I spent a bunch of days in Pittsburgh. It was great. It was a nice city. I didn't see Pat Narduzzi there. I looked for him everywhere I could, and I didn't see him anywhere. So I was definitely kind of bummed out about that.
I'm jonesing
Would
to
you-
get my kids to PNC Park, so I'm
my
jealous.
PNC Park, like Comerica's a beautiful ballpark.
PNC Parks
as far
though
as,
it's different.
It's just
PNC
it's so good.
the skyline's amazing. And then the
Yeah.
thing that I like the most about it is I was able to do like 6 laps around the whole stadium,
Mhm.
trying to find all of the kids their various foods that they wanted to eat. And it didn't take me very long because it's not set out like I couldn't do that at a lot of other ballparks. Like Wrigley
Right.
is kind of, it takes time to get around. Comerica takes time to get around.
Feels like
PNC is
Cincinnati's a lot like that. Where
Cincinnati's
it's
just
quick. It's quick to get around. Well, they got the one spot where everything's
the
at.
ones, yeah.
Yeah.
But like it's like a tight, nice, compact ballpark, and the view lines are great. There's a lot of hype around PNC where people tell you that it's nice. And it actually lived
Legit.
up to it.
Lived up to the building.
It was
Yeah,
legit.
cool.
It lived up to the building.
All right, Jude, what do you got left in the tank? Who's getting married?
I got. I already announced the one that I saw. So Connor Hanratty got married at the Basilica. Congratulations to him. I'm just so darn glad to see Greg here and have the group.
He's not a
chat,
missing person anymore.
on the video. So happy to get the season started and excited about having him get to share the experience of bringing his kids to campus and having them experience not only football but women's soccer. I really hope that works out for them, because I have really strong memories of the first time I ever went to campus, and it just never leaves you. It just never leaves you. So excited. That's it.
Cool. Hey, I know we're all here for Notre Dame, but I am super fucking excited for high school football and Dylan's 5th and 6th grade football starting up. He's got a scrimmage on Wednesday next week, so I am stupid hyped for that. Got yelled at for buying a red visor. That's not allowed. So we got one practice out of it, so he looked like a badass and with a red visor. So, yeah, can't. I said, "Do you want a clear one?" He's like,
or clear. Oh, clear visors are okay.
Then he gets
Yeah,
migraines.
It's a concussion thing. Pretty much everywhere has got that rule, so it surprises me that these things are still sold. And I just figured, hey, it's just the 5th and 6th grade. They're not going to give too much of a shits. But he shows up with a practice on, and he's feeling like fucking Darth Vader with this thing on. And they're like, "Hey, that's not." I'm like, "Oh, you for real?" Like, all right,
Ricky Williams.
Wow.
yeah, dude. He looked. I mean, Dylan looks good in a football uniform, anyways, for that age. But that visor was just like cherry on top. Anyways, but no. So I'm super excited. I love Ohio high school football. Everything's starting off now, and that just gets the ball rolling towards Notre Dame. Reminder that there will be an SB Nation app. Its release date will be September 1st. So if you, and you should be, a regular to the site, please download that SB Nation app. You'll have a list of all your communities from SB Nation. One Foot Down is definitely one of them. But it is super fast, super easy. Everything's right there from the feed and through the post articles. I've been testing this thing for 2 weeks now. I couldn't ask for a better experience for what we do on the site to be on this app. So if you enjoy being on the site, commenting, especially like game days when you do the game chats, everything's going to be super, a lot quicker, real easy. And it's all right there on your phone. Download that app September 1st. SB Nation, there'll be more coming on the site, I'm sure, over the next few weeks. And really, that's it. I'm glad to have Greg's beautiful fucking face on the pod. Obviously, he came here with an agenda to drag my name through the mud. But I'm used to it by now. Target on my back. I can't wait to get all the hate mail about the Navy comments. I'm sure that's coming. But also reminder everybody, because there wasn't anything new. Get on over to Apple Podcasts, leave a rating, leave a review. Anything that you leave. My whole spiel is fucked up. It's been so long. Any review that you leave, we will read word for word on the next podcast. I might start extending that out to Spotify too as well, because I see them. But you got to be nicer to Jude, because the Spotify comments are really mean to Jude. It's the USC game last year was like people were not happy with you, Jude. They were not happy with your not happiness.
It's not the first time. The last time.
No.
Every group chat is a Debbie Downer. I take my role seriously.
Think of like 80 different ways to say that someone's a stick in the mud, and it was in there.
Yeah, heard.
So, anyways, but that's it. This is great. We're getting the ball rolling. We're getting towards the end of August. I know everyone's excited, so let's just stay with it. So for Jude, for Brendan, for fucking Greg showing up here out of the blue.
Woo!
For everybody over at 1 Foot Down, thanks for listening. And as always, go Irish. Damn it. We're supposed to have music. Sorry. Oh, we're still rolling.